Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a very, very special MarkTech stream. We haven't had a live Apple event since WWDC, and that was obviously very, very software focused. I apologize for being so red in the face. It's not me, it's my light in the living room acting this way. I should probably reinvest all the money I have collected, all the dozens of euros into a decent lighting solution. I already see we have some people in chat, of course, awaiting the iPhone 17 presentation. This is basically my pre-stream, and obviously we'll also have an after stream afterwards. I will be live during the event, but I know that most of you obviously prefer to watch the actual event without any distractions, so you get me an hour before the event, probably an hour to 2 hours after the event, depends on how much is happening. We have quite a few people already in this chat. Mooney, don't actually remember you before, so if you're new, welcome to the family. Riley saying the build-up is crazy. Markin's gonna say we want the iPad to drop as well. Hell yeah, we want the M5 iPad Pro, potentially cooled by a vapor chamber, to drop today. Riley also saying, me, I just want to see the watch at this point. Most of the stuff I've leaked already. Well, let's be honest, we pretty much also know a lot about the Apple Watch Ultra 3, for example. I guess the Series 11 is kind of more of a wild card. Like maybe there is something new that we've missed in leaks, but like 5G with the new MediaTek modem, satellite connectivity should be all quite self-explanatory. For KM, haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back to the channel, brother. I've also posted the link to our Discord, so if you feel like joining it, so you can discuss all these topics afterwards. That way you're also informed first when I'm planning my next streams. You can suggest topics. You can just react to other Apple and tech news with me together. So yeah, please join the Discord. Please, if you're enjoying the channel and the stream in general, consider supporting us via super chats, super stickers. Consider becoming a channel member here on YouTube. Shout out to Angelica, Steve, Max, Maximus, and Jonathan, our MarkTech Pro Max supporters, who none of them are here today, but shout out to our Patreon MarkTech Pro Max supporter, Ben Vinny, saying hello. Musictron, haven't seen you here before. Welcome to the stream, or if I've forgotten you, sorry. Saying you won the AirPods Pro 3. So do I. I have the AirPods Pro 2, and I have the original Lightning version, and they will be cleaned, they will get new ear tips, and they will go to my mom together with my iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I will be getting the 17 Pro Max and new AirPods Pros. Riley saying, hoping for a good yap session. Well, then let's hope that everybody is as yappy as you today, Riley. I think you're the #1 yapper. Let me briefly update the stream. Guys, we have more people watching right now than we have likes. Please leave a like, comment. I love interacting with a lively comment section. I love getting your opinions, your agreements, your disagreements. Riley saying he loves he hopes for big chip numbers. I'm actually not sure how aggressive Apple is going to be when it comes to advertising performance. I think there is a big emphasis here specifically. Even Mark Gurman came out, and we are going to react to a little bit of last-minute leaks and rumors, and he said that there will be a focus on the cooling capabilities. So I assume Apple would come out and talk about how much they can better sustain performance, for example. So that should help. But yeah, I doubt that they wouldn't like mention at least like a 20% increase in CPU and GPU. It's Max. What did he do to donate €1 million? Wait, Max was the #1 yapper? Can I actually check that? Where's my... Oh yeah, he is. Wait, oh, didn't he donate like yesterday evening? I thought I saw something, but I didn't know which stream it was. I thought that I just got a YouTube Studio recommendation. Then yeah, I guess you will have to either donate some money or you will... Oh yeah, now I remember. Max said that he has like a long work shift, so I think he donated €6 super chat or something like that. Max, I apologize for not mentioning that prior because apparently those super chats cleared themselves after a while. Didn't know that was happening because I never got a super chat like 12 hours or so before stream started. So yeah, Riley, you will have to do some catching up, as does anyone who wants to be the number one yapper today. But there is plenty still to yap about, to be quite honest. Now, the last minute leaks we are getting are not particularly huge. And to be honest, the biggest piece of Apple news that we're getting today actually doesn't concern today's event at all. But before I actually get started, just cheers to everyone. It's really strange weather right now. My Coke was like out for like a minute, and it's already starting to sweat like crazy, which I guess is like a good sign. Means the Coke inside is actually cold, but not quite as cold as I would like. That's a little bit disappointing. Okay, let's start with some basics. Apple Store is down ahead of the iPhone 17 and AirPods Pro 3 announcement. I would also add it's down ahead of the Apple Watch SE 3, the Apple Watch Series 11, and the Apple Watch Ultra 3. Also, of course, we know the iPhone 17 lineup. I will get to why that might need some asterisks. Obviously, it's not one phone, it's 4 phones. Next year, we are getting 4 more phones, including finally a Fold. Then the year after that, we're supposedly getting a huge redesign. So the next couple of years are actually promising to be very interesting. I know a lot of people have been disappointed by like the 16 generation, and in a way, maybe even by the 14, I would argue. That's while it had a 48 megapixel camera and it had the dynamic island, it in some ways downgraded battery life for a lot of people. I would argue that primarily came from the fact that it had an always-on display, which the 13 Pro didn't. So the use cases were different. But I think that actually, if Apple really boosts battery life this year, right, and next year they introduce a foldable, and then the year after they introduce a redesign, and then that redesign could also invite new technologies, like for example silicon carbon. I don't know, given that Samsung isn't even willing to implement this, I'm not sure if outside of Chinese manufacturers we're gonna keep getting it like in a year or two from Apple or Samsung. So seems like Apple is fine with using standard lithium ion batteries. And what that means for like their competitiveness in a year or 2 years, we'll have to see. For now, I'm already pretty excited about 8 to 18% battery capacity increases, like what we're gonna get on the Pro Max and especially the smaller Pro. Yeah, but there's plenty to look forward to, not just in today's event, but also in the months and years to come. Next is a leak that says AirPods Pro 3 might actually be orderable today. So with iPhones, we pretty much expect that iPhones will be pre-orderable on Friday and then go on sale next Friday, right? So starting on the starting on the 12th, you will be able to pre-order your iPhone most likely, and then starting on the 19th, you are likely to be getting your iPhone potentially if you are lucky enough. So I will not be doing a pre-order stream because my pre-order time is it is Apple kind of tries to even it out across the world, but for me it's 9 a.m., so I'm very busy at that time, self-explanatorily. And after that, my mom is coming to visit, so I'm just taking the Friday for myself. I will probably be streaming tomorrow and the day after that, just digesting everything that was announced. I'm also going to go a little bit through the release candidate of iOS 26, assuming that is probably dropping today. So I think we'll have quite a busy week. Then I'll probably be back on Sunday or somewhere around that timeline. And then next week, Tuesday-ish, Thursday-ish, probably back to like a 2 streams a week schedule, maybe 3, especially on the weeks where I actually receive new hardware. That is the one thing that could get me to stream a lot next week, right? If I receive my iPhone actually day one on the 19th, and God knows when AirPods Pro 3 are supposedly being shipped out, if you might be able to pre-order them today. So subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. That way you're actually informed when I'm going live, what I'm doing, whether I'm unboxing something or reacting to some new news or rumors or some reviews, right? That's also probably like coming out next Tuesday or Wednesday, like iPhone reviews before the device actually drops on Friday. And then, of course, the week after that, I would be working on giving you my own review, at least like a preliminary one. And then I'm actually super busy in October. So I'm somewhat happy that, Riley, you said, oh, the Markians are looking forward to like the M5 iPad dropping today. Yeah, I would be very happy. That way I won't have to miss potentially a presentation next month. So Best Buy is notifying members of AirPods Pro availability starting today, which is notable. Like, this is a store like policy, but this is not something they would be able to do in opposition to Apple, right? So if Apple, like, in theory, yes, they could just tell their own buyers, like, oh, pre-order this piece of tech, even though this piece of tech might actually only drop a week later or so. But I think in this regard, they would actually have to go by Apple's timeline. Often with big hardware events like today's, Apple will only put minor accessories like iPhone cases on sale immediately. Also, surprisingly, this happens actually a lot with Macs. A lot of time when Apple will like drop a new MacBook Air, they will also come out and say, oh, you know what? You can actually pre-order it today. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if at least something that gets shown today is also pre-orderable like an hour after the stream or so. So hopefully I'll be able to do that maybe even right in the middle of the stream. I'll just do it on my iPad, which is here. And for once, it's also charging. That way it doesn't run out of battery halfway through the stream because this is going to be a long one, ladies and gentlemen. According to an email sent from Best Buy to my Best Buy members, however, AirPods Pro 3 are expected to go on sale today, September 9th, while usually iPhones and Apple Watches have like a pre-order later the week. Yeah, okay. So that's cool. I'll definitely keep an eye out on that during the presentation and, of course, on Apple's website right after, just going through it, analyzing what it has to say. Because I definitely do want the AirPods Pro 3, just like for the reason that my mom is getting my AirPods Pro 2. For all I care, the AirPods Pro 3 could literally be like 15 to 25% better in most ways. Audio quality, ANC, whatever. Battery life, connectivity. I don't need it to be twice as good or whatever because I already have someone who really wants my AirPods Pros. And I'm very happy to give my mom my AirPods. She lost like her LG headphones that she got in some like carrier contract or whatever. But she's an iPhone user, so she will definitely benefit from AirPods. Let's see, what else? Well, next is actually why I said we might have to put iPhone 17 in a little bit of quotation marks because, well, maybe it's not actually called iPhone 17, or at least maybe it's not called iPhone 17 Air. This is a wildcard suggestion. It's very last minute. There is supposedly a warranty leaflet for the 17 Air, or as we might have to call it, just the iPhone Air, which honestly would very nicely align with the naming scheme for iPads and Macs, right? We don't call it the MacBook 29.3 Air or Pro. We just call it MacBook Air, MacBook Pro. We put the release timeline in brackets next to it. We often refer by the chips name that's inside, right? Given especially on the MacBook Pro, like you might even have a MacBook Pro from the same year, but there is a substantial difference between an M4 MacBook Pro and an M4 Pro MacBook Pro and an M4 Max MacBook Pro. So it stands to reason that we wouldn't call those, especially very old products at this point, devices that have been around for literally decades, which is something that the iPhone is, by the way, approaching. The iPhone was originally introduced in 2007. We are 2 years away from 2027. So we will finally be able to say the iPhone has been around for decades, right? 2 decades in that case. So I think that it makes sense for Apple to, at least soon, maybe this year, maybe later, especially once the Fold is out, to really remove the branding of 16, 17, 18, right? Because we already have Pro, we have Pro Max. You can argue, should it be just Pro and like Pro with larger screen, like on MacBooks and stuff like that? Honestly, I'm not sure, because Pro Max can also mean like sometimes Pro Max iPhones have like exclusive camera features over the Pros, like larger sensors or better telephoto solutions. So I think I'm fine with Pro Max. Plus, I also think that Apple would want to keep iPhone Ultra in the back of their pocket as a name potentially for the foldable iPhone, right? And then once we have a full redesign, supposedly 2 years from now, well, then it's really gonna be embarrassing. Like, what are we gonna call it? The iPhone 19, the iPhone that's dropping like 20 years later? Like, would we skip 19 like we skipped iPhone 9? And just went, but then again, that was actually the year of the iPhone 8. We just also magically got the iPhone 10 next to it. Plus the 10 was written as like a Roman numeral, like an X. So that kind of differentiated it in branding. What are we going to do in 2027? Are we going to have an iPhone XX that we call an iPhone 10 that's just going to look weird? It's also going to invite like weird questions, especially by the time we get to the iPhone 30. Are we going to get an iPhone XXX? Very doubtful. So I think that Apple will inevitably get rid of the numbers here. Maybe they will call it by the year. They could call it iPhone Air in brackets 26 or something like that, especially by the time like a sequel comes along, because they definitely want to differentiate like an iPhone Air 2 or 3 eventually from the base iPhone Air. And then with iPhone Pros, there is honestly just an aesthetic question, right? It's like iPhone 18, iPhone 19, especially if we go beyond 20, it's like iPhone 21, 22, and those numbers don't even align with the year, like what Apple at least did for iOS version numbers. Yeah, to me, it actually makes sense that the numbers disappear. Now, will it happen this year? I'm not sure. Will it happen this year for all devices, for all iPhones? That I'm even less sure about, because Apple could launch the iPhone Air, right? But then still launch the iPhone 17. That's something that I actually think is very likely, that the base model could still be called iPhone 17. And then they could launch still a 17 Pro and a 17 Pro Max, or they could really differentiate it by saying, oh, the base model is 17, and then later we'll get like a cheaper model, a 17E. But the more premium models, they are not called by the numbers anymore. They are rather just simply referred to as iPhone Air, iPhone Pro, iPhone Pro Max, eventually an iPhone Ultra, iPhone Fold, right? So this is an interesting leak. It's not something that has been corroborated by any big source thus far, but this is something that is very likely to happen with last minute leaks. Should be noted, I would be surprised, given that I think if Mark Gurman doesn't have access to the entire Apple keynote, like he clearly had before the M3 Ultra launch, he would at least have access to marketing material, right? So if the iPhone Air and the iPhone Pro and whatever clearly have marketing that doesn't mention a 17 in there, I wonder if Mark Gurman would ignore this, right? Like, this is clearly good brownie points for him to collect as something that could increase like his reputation. Oh, Mark Gurman predicted not just a redesign, but even a name change. That's a pretty big deal. Apple doesn't change the naming scheme of their most successful product ever every day. We were already plenty surprised by the presence of the iPhone 16e in the lineup, by the choice of name. We expected it to be the iPhone SE4, right? But beyond that, has really any naming really, at least when it comes to sequel products, has anything been that surprising to us in recent memory? There is nothing, at least that I can think of. Let me know if you can think of something that truly like shocked you. Oh, that, like, I guess AirPods Max, right, was a little bit of a success, of a surprise. But even then, AirPods Max is not actually a successor product. It's a standalone. It's like a separate pair of AirPods, right? It's not in the AirPods Pro family. I think AirPods Ultra would have been a better name, because Max is just like, it's a little bit confusing how Apple uses Max sometimes versus something like Ultra, but that's pretty much the only example that I can think of. That's for next year. We've talked a lot about AirPods Pro 3. We'll also get a lot to actual like potential last minute details, which unfortunately are kind of last minute non-details. Like Mark Gurman does not actually commit to anything like truly new when it comes to his reporting on AirPods Pro 3. However, as you guys know, AirPods, Apple owns Beats, and Beats makes a product called Power Beats. And so there is an unreleased Beats product called Power Beats Fit. So that's a successor to what is even, is the current generation already currently exclusive Power Beats Fit? Is the current one already Power Beats Fit? Apple previously said that the Power Beats Fit are coming in fall 2025, so they may well appear for sale on Apple's website when it returns after the conclusion of Apple's awe-dropping iPhone-centric event later today. I actually don't know. What Beats by Dre? Is it still their name? So we have the Power Beats Pro. Those are actually pretty cool. I like the Power Beats lineup. It's very sporty. It's definitely not needed for most people, but and they've been working on like making it smaller, right? Then there's their over ears, the Beats Studio Pro, the Beats Pill. Is there like an overview, please? Shop. Power Beats Pro, Beats Studio Pro. Yeah, so they have Beats Fit Pro and the Beats Solo Buds. Okay, so it's currently called Beats Fit Pro, and these would be called Power Beats Fit. So, okay, I guess they're kind of combining the branding of two separate. No wonder I was so confused, because I know what the Power Beats Pro are, but wait, what was it called again? Now I'm getting really confused. It's Power Beats Pro. Those are the ones I actually like. Beats Fit Pro, not bad from what I hear. And they are $50 less expensive, and supposedly their cables are actually quite decent, but that's a different discussion at this point. Okay, so new Power Beats Fit, not to be confused with the Beats Fit. With Beats Fit Pro, and not to be confused with the Power Beats Pro. Jesus Christ. people complain about Apple's naming for like AirPods and like, oh, base iPad is just iPad. It should be iPad SE or something like that. It's like, oh, iPad Air is not actually thinner and lighter than the iPad Pro. But then we have like bullshit like this, which is technically an Apple brand, right? An Apple owned brand. And somehow people are okay with this. No idea how they're getting away with this. I guess probably because people just genuinely care a lot less. But let's actually get to the Power Beats Fit. So we have these renders, which do make, of course, a lot of sense. We just saw the the Beats Fit Pro. Jesus Christ. The Beats Fit Pro will become the Power Beats Fit, which is the most stupid thing I've ever heard. The color shown in the below image are officially named Spark Orange, Gravel Gray, Jet Black, and Power Pink. Okay, and the features here are actually, unfortunately, nothing too crazy to write home about. They're still powered by an Apple H1 chip, so that's a little bit disappointing if you are looking forward. Like, most likely, AirPods Pro 3 are very likely powered by the H3 chip, right? Currently, every generation of AirPods Pro has introduced a new H series processor, H1, H2, and hopefully today H3. So this one would be at that point 2 generation behind AirPods Pro. Not the greatest thing. They're high performance earbuds for working out with universal secure fit wingtips. So they're basically still sporty, but more convenient in that regard than Power Beats Pro. They have active noise cancellation. I also think they have transparency mode, IPX4 sweat and water resistant, 30 hours of battery life. This is a change versus what will now be the previous generation, 7 hours per button, 1 charge. Previously, I believe it was 6. Of course, yeah, transparency mode, adaptive EQ, personalized spatial audio. So that's at least something very Apple-y, and 4 ear tip sizes. So if you're somebody who's for some reason is not excited about AirPods Pro 3, we'll get to some of the details on that one. And maybe you just need something that fits you like a glove. Consider getting those or the Power Beats. I hear very good things about the Power Beats, at least from people who do a lot of workouts. Obviously, like even I believe Marquez has talked about using them. And these are like the smaller brother to the Power Beats. So if you need them to be still a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter, a little bit more comfortable, and a smaller case to go with it, then consider the Power Beats Fit as a successor to the Beats Fit Pro. Getting a lot of its branding from the Power Beats Pro, which I assume this is going to be like a thing for them, right? Just solidifying everything around the very powerful Power Beats branding, and then the Pro are kind of like the flagship, the Fit are like the smaller version. So this is something that I definitely don't follow as much as I follow like other Apple products. But if you are interested in that, consider waiting for the reviews for this. It's probably going to be around $200. Again, everything right now is quite crazy when it comes to dollar pricing versus euro pricing because of tariffs and whatever. We've also had a lot of currency fluctuations in recent times, so will be interesting to see. Yeah, Apple previously said the Power Beats Fit are coming in fall 2025, so they may well appear for sale in Apple's official online store when it returns after the conclusion of Apple's awe-dropping iPhone-centric event later today. Yeah, that makes the kind of sense that does. When we are talking about AirPods Pro features, though, this is a little bit, and unfortunately, this is separate reporting from Mark Gurman. This is once again not inside the Power On newsletter, but this is him talking about And I don't know if he has the full keynote on his hand or just some marketing materials. Who knows at this point? But he is now coming out with some last-minute leaks about the iPhone series, 17 series, AirPods, Apple Watch. So this is him talking about AirPods Pro 3. He basically confirms that they're getting like the slightly smaller case that's similar to AirPods 4. I hope they really don't lose the magnets that make them compatible with MagSafe and full Qi 2 chargers, because that's a big point of convenience. I would hate them to be only have a magnet for Apple Watch chargers, and then like no magnets for like standard chargers, because that's how I primarily charge my AirPods. But as a small bummer, I know I've seen some people already discuss this on my Discord, on our Discord, is the fact that supposedly there isn't going to be very notable changes to audio quality or to active noise cancellation on the AirPods Pro 3. Now, how would Mark Gurman know this? Well, if he has like marketing material in their hand, or if he has watched the entire keynote or something like that, there is a chance that like the absence of noting like audio quality improvements or changes to ANC or changes to transparency mode have been so glaringly obvious that Mark Gurman basically could only come to that conclusion, right? Again, that does not mean that it's 100% not happening. There's a whole lot of confusion that I've seen people develop since the Min-Chi Kuo report on AirPods Pro 3. Unfortunately, Min-Chi Kuo also didn't know that much about audio quality or ANC changes. I should note that I've looked into previous Mark Gurman reporting before the launch of both AirPods Pro 2 and the original AirPods Pro, and Mark Gurman in both reports focused very little on any technical details regarding audio changes, ANC, transparency mode. He brings up that new changes, that there will be changes, but he never quantifies them or explains them in any detail. So Mark Gurman is pretty good at saying, oh, this one gets a new design, or this one gets a clear new feature that clearly hasn't been there before. Like, for example, there is going to be a heart rate monitor on these AirPods Pro 3, right? That's something Mark Gurman confirms again. But like, he hasn't even talked about like what chip exactly like it was running, like would include a new H3 chip. How long again was that? Like, I believe he didn't say it in his last report, or is that comparing readiness update? Oh Jesus, I cannot read this. The Bloomberg like paywall is just so egregious. Like, I would pay $20 a month or so if I could just watch everything tech related, right? Read everything tech related. That's beyond the Power newsletter and whatever. But I would have to pay 45 euros a month to get all of Bloomberg, which I don't need. They're not like my favorite source. I already read like The Guardian, The New York Times. In Germany, I read Der Spiegel. Like, I really don't need to pay for another news site. I already pay for the fucking Power newsletter like $11 a month. But Mark, don't swear that much. I think that's why the algorithm has been killing some of your recent videos. The new AI overlords apparently don't like swearing that much. So calm down and be more family friendly. Rosa joined the chat. Hello, it's been a while since I saw you. Thank you so much for joining. So Apple's new earbuds will have heart rate tracking, a health-related feature that Apple first introduced with the Powerbeats Pro 2. True. LED optical sensors will pulse to measure heart rate, sensing blood flow. And if the AirPods Pro 3 work like the Powerbuds, the data will sync with popular fitness apps. And it should be noted that if you're using them together with an Apple Watch, then the Apple Watch will still do its thing, and your AirPods, or previously your Power Beats, they will just preserve more battery, right? No need to run simultaneously, even though it probably wouldn't be the worst thing medically to see the difference. But and they could, I believe, help each other calibrate, but I don't think that that's too necessary unless they're broken in some way. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If you already have an Apple Watch, and you're very happy with your current AirPods and you don't see a need to upgrade, please don't be smitten just by this health feature. Updated design for a better fit, no real details. That's something, by the way, that I also saw Mark Gurman say about the AirPods Pro 2, actually. And while we got some changes on the AirPods Pro 2, mainly like the lanyard connection on the case, like, it's not really a redesign versus AirPods Pro 1. So again, take everything with a grain of salt. I say this every stream, and even now, just hours before the actual 24 minutes before the event, I am still encouraging you at this point, just wait for the official confirmation, right? News of no significant changes to ANC or audio quality is disappointing. There were some rumors of much better ANC, and Gurman himself said the AirPods would include a new H3 chip. Okay, so apparently I just missed it in some of his later Power On newsletters. But I mean, that's not really a big leap in logic, right? Of course, new AirPods Pros should probably come with H3 chips. I mean, that's already one of the most disappointing thing about AirPods Max, that they're still limited to H1, right? We don't even know if they're getting H2 anytime soon, much less H3. So yeah, this is not even a leak, something that I would consider by Gurman. New chips typically mean improvements to audio quality and ANC, and we could still get some small boost, but it sounds like most of the focus will be on the new health feature, which again, this could also be a misunderstanding by Gurman when it comes to the marketing, right? Because just because Apple is focusing in marketing more on a brand new feature, because ANC isn't new, even if it's 20% better, that's hard to really advertise to the regular consumer. Audio quality is already pretty decent for most listeners, right? So I would understand why marketing at least focuses primarily on like the new health feature, maybe slightly better battery life or something like that. So I don't actually remember when was this report. That was August 27th, 2024, so over a year ago. In a post today on social media platform X, the previously accurate leaker known as Kosutami claimed that the AirPods Pro 3 will feature much better active noise cancellation compared to AirPods Pro 2, which launched nearly 2 years ago, now 3. However, the leaker did not provide any specific about this alleged upgrade. Apple already advertised the AirPods Pro 2 as featuring up to twice as much active noise cancellation compared to the original AirPods Pro. So I believe this is based on how often the H2 chip can sample noise from the outside and adjust the anti-noise that's used to cancel that out inside your earbuds, basically. I'm not sure if there's even if the sensors would even work fast enough to have up to twice as much noise cancellation again. Maybe, again, 20-25% better or something like that. And that is, of course, more difficult to advertise than up to twice as much. But again, will this leaker be correct, or Bloomberg's Mark Gurman? Well, I guess we'll see in about 20 minutes. That's going to also be interesting, like how the event is structured. Are AirPods first or Apple Watch first? Is iPhone first? What's the priority? And to Riley's fright, is the iPad maybe first? Are we first going to talk about the M5 processor? That would be really interesting. Yeah, but beyond that, Mark Gurman has talked a lot, or in general, more now about some other changes or some other upgrades that we're getting today. So he is kind of confirming that we're getting an Apple Watch Ultra 3. That is not surprising. Bigger screen, that's something that we have expected almost by Apple Watch Ultra 2. So I'm not surprised to see that. Obviously, Mac Rumors before has actually leaked the exact pixels, the exact resolution of this device, 422 by 514. That's compared to Ultra 2's 410 by 502. So most likely we're keeping the same chassis, but then just a slightly smaller bezels, slightly larger display, and then inheriting some other technologies from the already existing Apple Watch Series 10, soon Series 11, probably an S11 chip that's most likely not going to be too different versus the S10 or the S9. That one is probably going to have to wait for the chip upgrade in the next Apple Watch, so in the S12 processor or the S12 system on a package, to be more precise. Or no, it's system in package, right? It's system on a chip for iPhones, SoC, and it's SIP, a system in package for Apple Watch. We have Angelica joining the chat saying she is looking forward to my sequel. I guess that's because I've been doing so many like pre-event streams. And Efric Karim's suggesting that the iPhone will be introduced last during the event. Well, I guess we'll have to check later on if you were correct on that, FR. But of course, yes, most likely, depending on how big the surprise reveal of M5 iPad Pro might or might not be, iPhone 17 is very likely to be the flagship announcement of the this event. I wouldn't be surprised if Apple maybe treats the iPhone Air as like almost like a one more thing. I could see Apple introduce the base iPhone, then the Pros, and then the Airs, right? Just to make sure that basically the Air gets like a special spot, because this is going to be the first iPhone in a while that like really stands out in the lineup. It's not just a bigger version of the cheaper version. It's not just a smaller version of the cheaper version, right? So, but again, now this is purely speculation on my part, and it's kind of pointless because we will see in like 1.5 hours to what is going to be the last announcement of the presentation. But Bloomberg's Mark Gurman has also commented, of course, on the iPhone 17. So he commented on the AirPods Pro 3, on the Apple Watch Ultra, but also on the iPhone 17 Pro. He does not go into detail about the battery improvements, but he basically confirms that there will be battery improvements. That is, of course, not surprising to us after we saw the report yesterday by a Chinese regulatory database leaking, quote unquote, the actual battery capacities of the iPhone 17 family. Should be noted that this leak doesn't actually tell us anything about doesn't actually tell us anything about the names of the products, because I believe that the actual like names were just like written basically manually over the report, right? In the actual like report, they used like the 130 whatever, right? Like the code names for those products. So yeah, I thought for a second maybe this would clash with the idea that no, 17 Air are still called that, but no, it actually doesn't. It does not confirm or deny the naming of the actual iPhones, like the marketing, the branding names. So we see up to 18% improvement in battery capacity on the 17 Pro versus the 16 Pro, up to almost 9% on the 17 Pro Max versus the 16 Pro Max. We also see a discrepancy between devices that have a physical SIM card tray and devices that are eSIM only. We can very easily guess that the eSIM only devices are definitely coming to the United States, but my hope is that they will also come to other major Western markets. Now, I've seen some people comment that EU regulations would potentially prevent us from having eSIM only smartphones. I have actually no idea if that's true. I really hope it's not. If it is true, then I will really start writing letters to the European Union informing them how utterly stupid and pointless most of their tech regulations are. I'm a center left guy. I like me some government interference. I like me some higher taxes. But clearly, this has to be done from an informed position. It has to actually respect the idea of people having actual choice, even in a way that might hurt them, but if it delivers other benefits, then so be it, right? If I want to have a more secure phone, if I want to have a phone that has a more curated experience, in my opinion, I should be able to buy a phone that does not give me access to a third-party store. In that regard, then I think that first-party store should have plenty of regulations to make sure that the company doesn't only help itself and doesn't completely exploit third-party developers. That to me is a careful balance that should be struck. Not forcing stupid third-party app stores onto the iPhone that nobody uses. Like, to people in the European Union, if you're an enthusiast, don't get me wrong, I also have Alt Store installed on my iPhone and iPad. That's how I get my Delta emulator. Even though in the US, it actually came to the fucking App Store. And I know some people have the Epic Game Store for Fortnite, but those are people who actually care about these things. I have not heard from a single non-nerdy iPhone user here in Germany who has installed any of those stores, right? But that's a very different tangent. It's room for a very, very different discussion, unfortunately. But speaking of battery life, again, big capacity gains, difference between SIM card or physical SIM card tray or eSIM only. This is not something that Mark Gurman goes into detail about. The iPhone 17 Series is expand eSIM only availability beyond the US to include the EU and other markets. So this is actually a leak that we got, I believe, last week or so, that said that people in certain markets like France, Germany, and Australia, I believe, are actually getting that workers in Apple stores Apple geniuses are getting training on eSIM only devices. And a lot of people speculated that it would just be for the 17 Air, that the 17 Air would launch worldwide as an eSIM only product, even in markets like China. But now the last regulatory filing that we saw yesterday suggests that even in China, the iPhone Air will actually come with a physical SIM card tray. But now that begs the question, what about that training that the people are receiving in especially more developed Western countries right now about eSIM only products? Is that only the Air? But why, right? If there are different versions of these devices for the US, why would they only bring eSIM only 17 Air or Air rather than the entire family? Apple benefits from making eSIM only devices. Carriers like that makes it more likely that they will give beneficial contracts to Apple. If Apple really wants to, they can even differentiate it, that they can even sell both versions in one market if they really choose to. I think it would be a little bit confusing for the regular consumer, but I think it's possible. Riley saying, I thought this was a Christian family value stream. You heard me cursing, you effing asshole. What the actual beep beep in the mother bleeping beep you're talking about, Riley? We are not a family friendly channel. Certainly not a religious values channel. What are we, a Christian Panic channel from the 80s? Well, not that there would have been a YouTube channel in the 80s, but I'm like the Simpsons character screaming why won't please think somebody of the children? No, that's not this channel. Man, the Coke has gotten so warm so fast. I did not expect it that way. I mean, it was a pretty warm, pretty humid day today because we are expecting big rain and shit like that in the next coming days and weeks. But yeah, my Coke really suffered today. Riley saying, my mom won't let me watch this. My ears. Well, come sit your mom down next to you. Um, I have a good way with the ladies. She'll love me. Come on, give me your mom's number, right? Jesus, I'm so stupid. Uh, I'm not laughing because I'm so funny. I'm legit laughing because I'm so stupid. We are, guys, by the way, we're 10 minutes away before the stream goes live. Please, if you're enjoying this, whatever this might be for you, whether we are talking about the tech details or the leaks and rumor analysis or me flirting with Riley's mom, please leave a like, leave a comment. I love interacting with a lively comment section. Subscribe, share the video out to anybody who you think might enjoy it. Consider leaving a super chat or super sticker in direct support. Consider becoming a channel member right here on YouTube or support you over on Patreon. Shout out to all the people who already are. And consider joining our Discord. You'll find the link both in the description of this channel, but also, of course, I left it in the live chat so you don't have to scroll that much to find it. So, all looking good so far. Seems like my audio and video is also doing okay. As always, let me know if something breaks. I'll just have to prepare my TV for this because I will be watching live on my TV. But I'm not actually sitting down on my couch for this because I get really tired from streaming in that position. So I'm still here in my better chair. We'll find a way, right? It's like the Jurassic Park thing. Life finds a way. Mark finds a way to stream. Don't worry, guys. Finally, last iPhone 17 Pro rumors here coming from Mark Gurman. Let me actually check. Well, I actually don't think I've covered this one. Man, I think I might not be able to cover this before the actual event starts. So live block, crossbody strap colors, up to 6 color options shown in last minute leaks. Oh, okay. Orange, blue, Jesus, different shades of silver, a gold color. Oh, wait, aviation aluminum. Well, no, that's just the material. I actually like this gold a lot. Black, silver. Yeah, I assume this is silver. Gray, gold. Man, I love the gold. Is this just then referred to as orange? Because I thought Apple might play around with naming schemes a little and call this like copper gold or something like that. But I guess they do have a separate gold. That's kind of, which I mean, that kind of makes sense given that we are actually, if they're working with aluminum here, right, that's a way easier anodization process than titanium. So they might actually get now way more colorful with the Pro iPhones. It's cheaper. It's a process they're very, very, very much used to. Yeah, and that kind of confirms also the last Mark Gurman stuff that he said about the iPhone 17, which he confirmed the orange and blue color. He said that a vapor chamber cooling system would improve heat dissipation. He also mentioned improved optical zoom, but he didn't clarify if we're getting variable aperture, variable zoom, just a further off 8x. We don't know. And yeah, of course, we are now getting 48 megapixel cameras across the board, which should help with optical zoom, with zoom in general. I wonder if there might be a misunderstanding on that. Maybe the 48 megapixel camera is now a 4x zoom, but Apple markets it, it's up to 8x zoom because you can then zoom on 2x onto 12 megapixels right into the center of the sensor. But yeah, unfortunately, as usual, not too detailed by Mark Gurman. That has been really a pet peeve of mine with his reporting recently. Let me actually close everything else so I don't get confused. So last leak that's not related to the actual event, saying first Riley's asking, am I gonna yap during the stream? Yes, you are getting the full Big Mark experience, and I will be reacting live. I don't expect more than 2 people to watch this, but this is going to be a full 4-hour stream. This is not broken up into 2 or 3 separate streams, like a pre-stream, an event stream, and an after stream. If my tag works correctly and I look at OBS, seems like I still had 0 frame drops and my bandwidth is doing all right. We should be fine. But for everyone who is excited about Mac stuff, OLED MacBook Pros coming supposedly next year. So that would clash with some leaks saying that Apple is pushing MacBook Pro announcements into the spring of every new year. So that would make M5 MacBooks come out early 2026, and OLED MacBook Pros are supposedly coming with the M6 generation. So we kind of suspected them to come in 2027. Should be noted that this is basically more of a supply chain analysis, saying that basically the OLED displays will start to get manufactured in like Q2 of 2025. So they would be ready 2026. So they would be ready by late Q3 and sometime Q4. But Apple could still push them into 2027. So this report does not necessarily clash with any other reporting that we have seen thus far. So let me actually get to what I might have missed. So crossbody strap in 10 colors supposedly. I really don't plan, like, if they're cheap, I might just get one for the hell of it to unbox it on the channel, but like, I would never wear this really. So what's the colors? Does it actually call them out? I mean, we can see them, but that's not crazy. Okay, so guys, you saw the 10 colors here. And we see the colors for the iPhone Pros, which I think is a far more exciting leak to get, of course, right here. And now we are only 4 minutes away from the actual event. And now let me actually prepare everything. Sorry. So, should put in my AirPods. Hey Siri, pause. You saw the anime preview for I'll Be Your Lover Unless ... on Amazon Prime. Great recommendation. Thank you so much, Amazon. And now I'll actually connect my AirPods through the settings. And I'll try to find the stream. This is actually something that I always find annoying. It's actually like surprisingly stupid to find the event like officially through Apple, right? Like it's easier to actually go through YouTube, unfortunately, the way it works. Did I just get a phone call? No. What? What was that sound in my ear right now? Riley, you're saying you're watching both? So both the actual live event and me. And here's the Apple event. Is this one? No? Wait, why does Apple make it so difficult to find it in the actual like TV app? I don't understand it. Like where's the live one? I'll have to like I'll go just through YouTube because it's just so stupid the way Apple makes puts it into their own app. Like it says popular now, but the most popular thing is like the stream from WWDC. Like in discover more Apple events. Why Why can I not click on? Okay, there it is. There's WWDC, but there's no like live event right now. So whatever. I'll just go through YouTube if I have to. That's riveting television, I know, guys, but we are so close to it. I really cannot afford to screw up here. Okay. FRKM saying 1 minute lol, the music. Uh, I'm just happy it works. I'm not complaining about nothing here. Uh, guys, let me know if everything keeps working for you. On my side, you are getting big mark. I will be like this because that's where my TV is. Oh my god, the music's really loud. That's more of a question, more of a problem than. And I put it into ANC. That's good. Do you remember how long the last few iPhone events actually have been? Like, I believe they've all been about like 1.5 hours, haven't they? So, checking it on Apple's website or just. Oh my God! If you type in Apple, because I'm on a separate account here that's not subscribed to Apple, the actual Apple channel only comes up as like the 15th result. YouTube is getting worse and worse. Um, okay, the iPhone 16e was not a full event. Actually, don't know. How long are iPhone events usually? Are they 1.5, 2 hours? I don't know why I cannot remember. Okay. Design is not just what it looks and feels like. Design is how it works. Or they're quoting Johnny or whatever. Yeah, 1.3 hours to 15, and the 16 was 1.45 hours. Okay, and Benvini saying, I saw that as well. Okay, good, good, guys. We are getting fully started. Like this. They will probably emphasize design a lot here because of iOS 26, right? So there is a lot here to connect between the hardware and the software. And obviously, if they're doing the most significant software redesign in years, they will have an emphasis on talking about design. And because we're also getting two new designs today, right? I mean, I wouldn't count like anything Apple Watch a redesign. I wouldn't even count AirPods Pro as a redesign because of the smaller case or whatever. Nah, but like the iPhone Air and the iPhone Pro are basically completely new designs in a way. And this is basically like the video that they made for iOS 7 back in the day, right? Which basically also made that connection between hardware design and software. I guess they also want to kind of confirm we are capable of this without Johnny. Alan Dye and the people here, they know what they're doing. Good morning. It's the way something actually. It's the way something works. Yeah. Okay. AirPods and Apple Watch, iPhone. Okay. No mention of iPad. Sam saying bracing for DLG liquid glass. Hate to say, but it doesn't work. I love liquid glass. It's not perfect. It will still need a year or two of refinement, but so did iOS 7. Tim looks okay. Like he has like an old looking neck, but he looks better than in the last few events somehow. Maybe it's the outdoor lighting. Biggest leap ever for iPhone. Those are strong. Man, if they surprise drop a 2 nanometer chip, I'm pissing myself. Okay, we're starting with AirPods. Nothing too surprising here. These are AirPods 4. Well, they mentioned audio quality. Let's see how much they keep talking about it. Oh, man, they're keeping the stem design, the best design ever made. Oh, they're slightly referencing the old iPod leaks, where with those silhouettes. It's not the same, but yeah, okay. The case looks a little bit more simplified. That's not surprising. Okay, entirely new capabilities. That's probably the health feature. But he said breakthrough audio quality. Sam, you might not have to be that worried. I also wonder if these are getting more expensive. Oh man, these transitions are so pretty. But they're not overdone. I think that's what I respect about them. She's a VP of hardware engineering. Okay. Okay. Okay, they're literally talking about better ANC. Oh, okay. So they made Oh my god, they're literally advertising the same thing as AirPods Pro 2. 2 times better ANC. Fuck yourself, Mark Gurman. Fuck you, Mark Gurman. The new tips look interesting. I hope they're still super comfy. Sam, are you happy? Okay. Oh yeah, live translation, yeah. Yeah, Sam, trust this Mark over Mark Gurman. Yeah, I'm definitely buying this too, Benvenu. Oh, please let me customize this gesture to something else. That looks so cool. Just grabbing both. Please let me customize this. Is this based on iPhone compute or is this there's enough compute in AirPods? Oh, how do you connect that? Wait, I want to see the pairing process for this. How do you, that looks useful when actually both people don't understand each other. Because like would that work if I have 1 year one of mine and then they have two? But they clearly have two. Or was it Portuguese, not Spanish? Did I say it was Spanish? Uh, I guess that's the redesign. So I guess basically the point is now the thing that's going into your ear is actually more of the tip, haha, rather than the actual earpod. The way it just looks like it's just facing in the other direction, but it still looks very similar, man, to AirPods Pro 2. Yeah, runs an iPhone. Okay, which makes sense. I wouldn't want to destroy my AirPods battery life. Yeah, the event started really well, Benveni. I agree. This is very stylish, by the way, without being overblown. This looks very subdued. This is very old school Apple. Like, yes, this is pre-recorded, but it's not crazy. Senior Director of Fitness Technologies, is she the replacement for that guy who had like allegations against him? Okay. They're mentioning so much on device stuff. They have to have H3 chip, or did they DH2 have so much overhead? This is also, by the way, a very non-nerdy presentation in that regard. They are presenting real user features. They're not talking it's powered by H3. Oh, with calories too. Yeah, I guess with the man, they also have accelerometers in there, but did they have them before for other stuff? Yeah, to me, the chip itself doesn't matter. I just want good performance, good battery life, good audio quality, good fit. Nice. This is actually helpful to me because I often don't wear my Apple Watch. As I told you guys, the Ultra is getting a little bit heavy for me. I hope that it all works with one AirPod because that's how I usually rock them. Oh, man, this has to be a new processor. 8 hours of ANC? Okay, these are better across the way, just like AirPods Pro 2 were. They they do not mention IP57. They do not mention that they are powered by H3. That's interesting. Do they have like two H2 chips inside? Man, and they aren't more expensive, and you can pre-order them today. No, no, the ANC is partially better because of the passive noise cancellation, but they mentioned a lot of stuff that goes beyond that. Interesting that it's still probably H2. Yeah, or maybe it's like a node shrunken down H2. Could it be like a 3 nanometer H2? I mean, they all even said it has like like decent AI capabilities, right? For like all the sensor stuff. That's crazy, but I'm buying these either way. Again, I'm not buying things for the chip. I'm buying for the end user experience. Oh, this is gonna be like a video, a love video to like the health improvements that Apple Watch provides. Yeah, it has to be H3. So why the same chip years later? Maybe it's just good enough. I would get those concerns, Riley, if we are talking iPhone, iPad, Mac, sure. But let's be honest, people complain about why does the iPad need the M4? Well, does the Apple Watch, does the AirPods need H3 if it can do everything maybe with a node shrunk H2? Imagine if AirPods 3 still have H2 and the next year they released a version with AR camera with H3. Yeah, that could happen. I wouldn't be too surprised. But yeah, I'm surprised though that the DH3 didn't show up on the that it didn't show up on like the like that spec like thing that Apple does with a lot of squares next to each other. I thought that it would just have H3. But like they need the power for the new sensors, for the accelerometer, the heart rate sensor, and to keep it all more efficient and to handle features like live translation now. I wonder, like, was the H2 so good? Okay, they're showing also like emergency situations with the Apple Watch, so I assume this is a little bit in preparation to like satellite connectivity and like 5G, just to say, oh, your Apple Watch is more connected than ever, helps you out in tricky situations better than ever. The art all the way. Haven't seen you in a while. Hello, Mark. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing quite good. Thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for actually joining during the part where most people do not join. Eh, the best feeling of his life, then got the hospital bill. Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. Does he have to be American? Unfortunately, or maybe he's Canadian. He didn't sound Canadian, so. If they don't mention the Series 11 inside that spec sheet, right, then we know Apple apparently doesn't want to talk about processors. Uh, but I doubt that's the case. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. More durability even over the versus the Series 10. That's good. 5G. I believe that's the same animation they've actually used on the iPhone 12 event, like that purple thing that expands. ACW, yeah, I don't think that iPhone 17 will be the same as iPhone 12. Pro motion, better cameras, better chips, much better modems, so much to change. Much larger batteries. Oh my god, are they gonna have Apple Watch like new generation exclusive watch faces on a device that doesn't even have a new screen or a new chip that Okay. I don't care about sleep tracking. I've talked about this on this channel that I think some basic sleep tracking is okay, but I think people overanalyze their sleep and then lose their mind over it. Oh, what? What? They have blood pressure sensing? Mark Gurman didn't know this. Oh my god, he's completely useless this year. He has been predicting this for years and years, and in the year it's actually coming out, he didn't talk about blood pressure? It's chronic, right? It's not gonna be live updated. Yes, it's about Okay, it doesn't need a new sensor for this. Yes, it senses how your blood vessels change, not what your exact pressure, blood pressure is in that moment. This is a workaround, Sam. This is not exact blood pressure sensing like those special products, but it's a very different features. Oh wow, that's a fast expansion. That's faster than they did with like ECG back in the day. I guess they have very good relationships with like FDA like agencies. Benveni Omgi, I have to get it for my mom now. Again, don't forget, this is chronic. Please let her also keep measuring her blood pressure with actual, like, I don't know what the smaller ones are called. The big ones are sphygmomanometers. That's the German word. Oh no! I hate this. A sleep score. Yuck. I hate sleep scores. People get so much, they get so paranoid about their sleep score dropping by like a point. No. No recommendation for me on using this feature. I don't even wear my Apple Watch to bed. They didn't mention an S11, so they might just not talk about chips today. Yeah, Gurman definitely did not say it was coming. Riley, there's no batch. Oh, there's Riley. Oh, there. More battery for you, Riley. I believe here in Germany they were forbidden from labeling it as carbon neutral. Oh, now they're using recycled titanium. That's cool too. Which, by I assume by recycle they also mean like in the production line, like the titanium that comes off basically when you CNC it for an iPhone. Oh, that's a pretty Hermes band, but I have no desire to spend hundreds of dollars on this. Oh, it's too narrow. They do not mention processors on these devices. Okay, I'm thinking that the AirPods actually have the H3 chip because they do not mention the processor for Apple Watch either. Well, for the iPhone, they kind of have to mention processors because the processor does so much more than those end user features. The processor also handles things like gaming and shit like that. They already had fast charging. I doubt it's gotten faster. Hopefully, it's just fast enough to give you more battery. Oh, S10 chip. Oh, the Apple Watch SE gets S10. So maybe we aren't actually getting an S11. That could also be happening. Maybe we're just getting a rebranded S10. Well, DSE had a much older processor that didn't have as long battery. They didn't have as much long-term support. So getting the S10 is kind of like a guarantee that it will keep getting more support. While that was never really a fear on the regular series or on the Ultra. Yeah, what are those bezels, Riley? That's the SE. What do you mean? That's not the premium Apple Watch. It doesn't have lipo technology. See, Riley, at least the SE gets fast charging. Yeah, they improved a lot on the SE, and for kids, like, who the fuck cares that it's not all screen? That at that point, this is just unrealistic expectations. At that point, you're kind of working against yourself. Okay, they mentioned the S10 chip for the Apple Watch SE. This is crazy what Apple is doing with the processors. And even DSE is getting 5G, so that's interesting. They're definitely giving it a lot. An all new version, what does that mean? That means a larger screen. That does not mean a full redesign. Come on, show me. I mean, it's the S4 body or S7. I think it's probably closer to S4. I think it's S4 bezels, but like larger, right? Like not the bezels are larger, but the screen is larger. Isn't that what the S6 was? Okay, it's not a new design. Does it LTPO3 just like on the Series 11? Are they gonna give it like something crazy like 4,000 nits? Okay. I'm really curious about the peak brightness. Wait, is the Ultra gonna be the one to exclusively get satellite connectivity? Is that the one more thing for the Ultra this year? Satellite is Ultra exclusive, apparently. Or maybe they're just mentioning on the Ultra, but also outside that. I think just for the internal space, it makes sense. They're still making that stupid 2 years free promise. Just keep it free or do it like 5 years or something like that. You still haven't started charging for it, and you introduced that feature on the iPhone 14. Is that more battery? Is 42 hours more than they promised before? Was it before like 36, 38? We'll go to Apple's website after this. I don't remember like all those like ad claims. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a. They do not mention the chip for the Ultra either. What's going on with the chip talk? Yeah, the battery life must be bigger if they are talking about this, right? If they're saying it's 42 hours. Rosa saying, super information, or no, information well done, thanks. Well, thank you for joining. And it's all power 249, okay? 399. Okay, same pricing, no huge. And the Apple Watch is also pre-orderable today. That makes sense too. Yeah, I know he said it has a larger battery. I mean, if the claims of how much battery life it has is bigger. They're very clever about showing a Watch SE before the Ultra. Yeah, true, Benveni. They're also going through this quite fast, 15 minutes each for AirPods and Apple Watch thus far. So I guess if we get like the iPhone for 35, 40 minutes, we will be through this quite quickly. iPhone. Maybe we'll still get the M5 iPad Pro. Hope dies last, I guess. Okay. Well, I mean, 4 new models. Okay. Each design serves the unique needs of our users. Okay. Which means the Plus did not succeed. That's the base model. And that is going to be shown first, just as I had predicted. Wait, it has slimmer bezels, right? Wait, that's a slimmer bezel 17. Which makes sense, right? It's 6.3 inches. Damn, that's going to be super attractive. Okay, what's it called? Is it still 17? 17. Okay, so the numbers are not going away entirely. Sam, yeah, we're really flying through some of these products. But again, I have speculated maybe the numbers are only staying on the base model. It's happening. Okay. Yeah, those are all pretty colors. 6.3 inches. This must be just the screen from the 16 Pro, right? Just for logistical reasons. ProMotion, that's not just 120 hertz. That's LTPO dynamically refreshed. This is, wait, 20, 60, 10 hertz. They did not. Okay, yeah, this is LTP. This is the exact panels on the 16 Pro. This is the best panel in its class now. 3,000 nits on the base model. Oh my! This is. I assume this has the same panel as the 16 Pro, but it has a better display control and better cooling. Now, man, if they combine these kinds of specs now with anti-reflective coating on the pros, That will blow everything out of the water. It will take Samsung a lot with the S26 Ultra to match that. Wait, and it's less reflective on the base model? A90. Well, all iPhone coatings are anti-reflective. I don't know how much better this is. Wait, did they say 3 nanometer? I missed that. Increased memory bandwidth, so it's using probably 8533. How much faster? Okay. Any performance claims? Big step up. How big? 20% faster. That's about what I expected. Well, 20% faster GPU on the 5-core version, and don't forget, this is the version that's not getting vapor chamber. So there might be room for like 30% gains on the Pros. They did not mention any specific like ray tracing gains, but that might be more something that they will advertise more on the Pros. They did not claim any faster CPU. So is this just focused on efficiency? Or are they leaving the CPU advertising for the Pros? Yeah, it's the 6.3-inch panel of the 16 Pro. Oh my god. Rather than 30. This has to be like around 40 watts of charging, right? Yeah, this is gonna be a hit. It doesn't matter if it's 8 gigs of RAM or if the A19 is not as competitive, whatever. It's still gonna blow the socks off the 8S Gen 4 or whatever the mid-range Android processors are. Quad pixel 12. Okay, so it's the same camera. Wait, no! It's a telephoto! Wait, did that telephoto have a 1.6 aperture, but it's a 2x? Drama Llama, welcome to the chat. Haven't seen you in a while. Guys, don't forget super chat, super stickers. Keep me motivated. Oh, no ultra wide. Wait, I'm so. Oh, okay. I get it. Sorry. The 2x is optical. It's digital. Oh, I was so confused. And it's two 48 megapixel sensors now. Yeah, that makes sense. I was so confused for a second. No, they didn't change it. I mistook it. They basically say it's 2x zoom because 48 megapixel and then you zoom in 2x. Yeah. That was a weird way. I don't think they've ever shown it as like this way. Oh, okay. Almost twice the size. Okay, the previous one was like 1 over 3.2, right? Can I please just capture squared photos? Yeah, both cameras are 48 megapixel. It's still ultra wide and wide. 2x larger sensor is definitely cool. And it doesn't seem like it's too it gets even wider. Wow, this will eliminate selfie sticks. I like that. Nice. It makes sense. 8 megapixels is 3/4 of 24. It crops into the sensor, yeah, action mode. That's cool. That's definitely a way to differentiate it. Yeah, I think this is a great device. I don't care how big the performance leaps are. Those 8 hours of more battery life. And wait, 256 gigs of starting storage? Wait, what's the price on this? This is $50 more expensive. It's 849. It's 849. Now we need to double Mac fucking storage. The prices. They're gonna tell the prices once all other product. That's the Air. Okay, the Pro is still the flagship. This device is not gonna cost $1,200. What? Oh, they gave it the glossy edges? Yeah, I also thought the Air would be last. And they polished it to make it look different. I don't like polished edges, to be honest. It has super slim bezels. Okay. Okay, this is a gorgeous product. This doesn't look half as like the Galaxy S25 Edge. Okay, I might forgive them for having a. Man, if it doesn't have stereo speakers. High density battery. Remarkable battery life. I doubt that. Benveni, you're buying the Air? To be honest, I don't need bezels thinner than this. Without them, oh man, oh I love how the camera control button and the power button sort of are like mirrors of each other. Oh, oh, that looked pretty as fuck. John, okay, John Turnus, right? Wait, wait, Sam. They didn't yet say the price. I think it's gonna go up by $50. But by which that also guarantees pretty much that that the Air also comes with 256. That also makes 8 gigabytes of RAM much more forgivable, in my opinion. No, I'm actually turning a little bit into 5.6 millimeters. Okay, and that's why the S26 Edge is going to be 5.5, right? Okay, features. Yeah, yeah, the value is definitely great. Okay, anti-reflectiveness definitely seems to be a talking point. Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, that looks so pretty. That's such a cool shot. The speaker. It doesn't have a bottom speaker. It doesn't. That's a big claim that it's more durable than 16 Pro and Pro Max, which are pretty thickish titanium products. Oh, ooh, that gold and blue are so pretty. It's disgusting. Yeah, this is ProMotion down to 1 hertz. This is full current generation LTPO. This is not the tech from the 14 Pro or anything like that. From the 13 Pro or anything like that. This is full. The art of the way, AATW. Which one should I consider? 17 or Air? For most people, I would say the 17. You aren't even getting a big screen difference. 6.3 versus 6.5 inches. This is the prettiest gold color I think I've ever seen on a product. A19 Pro. Single thread performance. Okay. 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 But also to give a little bit more multi-core performance. It's faster and more efficient than A19. So this. Wait, is A19 Pro a different architecture than A18? Than A19? They're just gonna say, oh, AI processing is 2 times faster. Is it FP? What? 3 times peak AI compute of A18 Pro. This is gonna be great for gaming, actually. This is gonna benefit stuff like Metal FX upscaling more than actual GPU gains. Wi-Fi 7. Benveni, they won't mention memory. They never do on iPhone. N1. Oh, networking. Why? Yeah, why was it was so. Yeah, cellular and net. Bluetooth 6. Yeah, Apple is completely high end here. Is it? It's not the C1. I told you that Apple is not gonna rest on their laurels. Oh, okay. This is peak Apple. This is peak Apple. I now want the N2X in the A18 Pro. Okay, I now trust the battery in this device. This is amazing. It's still one camera though. 26 millimeter 1x, aperture 1.6. This is not. Wait, now I'm curious. Now I'm curious. Two micrometer quad pixel. This is not the full size camera from the pros. This is the same sensor as on the base model. Well, the Pro Max is getting the N1, isn't it? I actually think the base model is going to get the N1 too. That was rumored. Now I'm really curious. What are the camera? The A&E is kind of part of the GPU pipeline. I'm not sure if they mean it's like. Like it has to still be a separate thing, but the main GPU in the main AI compute increase is from the GPU. I assume this has double issue compute. What is it called? FP32 dual issue compute, double issue compute. Please let me take 24 megapixel square photos. Oh no, the sensor itself is 4x3. Forget everything I said. That was just a brain fart on my. No, they said the AI enhancements here are coming from the GPU, but the A&E is still involved. We'll have to see how they talk about this on the website. The website gets nerdier than the presentation. Cooling. Wait, now I'm so confused. Are the battery capacity leaks wrong? Safe space. Please, Apple, tell me you're bringing eSIM across the. What? Wait, was the leak wrong? Okay, now I'm so confused. Was my last leak video wrong? So glad that nobody saw my last video. Man, can the pros please get eSIM only? But then again, just the inclusion of the N1 is probably gonna help a lot. Wait, they told us it's 3,000 nits, or do you mean it's $3,000, Riley? I'm I'm buying this battery. I'm buying this battery. It looks so pretty. Yeah, but that's 40 hours with the battery case. Wait, this translucent case looks nothing like the Majin Buu leak. Wait, wait, the Apple logo is sent. Wait, the Apple logo. Wait, the Apple logo is only moving on the Pros. I apologize. I apologize. Wait, they brought back the iPhone 4 bumper case? Yeah, the battery life is the battery. 40 hours with the battery case. I hate this strap on. I am surprised that it's 6.5 inches. I thought they might just make it like regular 6.7 or something. Okay, guess it now gives us 15 to 20 minutes to talk on the pros. And then the M5 iPad Pro. They talked about more memory bandwidth. I wonder, are we talking 8533 mega transfers? Are we talking 10,700? By a lot. Jesus. Okay, now I'm curious. Will they acknowledge that it's aluminum? Yes. They're showing that it's a unibody aluminum design, right? Aluminium. The British times are over. It's now aluminium. Wait, no, it's British aluminium, right? The US says aluminum. Wait, the actual elevation is still metal? I thought it was going to be. Wait, that explains a lot. Oh, I'm so stupid. This design makes so much sense. This design makes so much sense. I hate the orange color, but I know some people will love it. It's aluminium. The aluminium unibody. Man, I'm now really pissed that this doesn't have the C1X. That's like the one thing this device needs to be perfect. I know we can talk about like, 3 nanometer versus 2 nanometer. I think this is great regardless. Oh my. Oh, the blue makes me come. Drama Llama, you should love the orange. Everything will be new Apple orange soon. That's funny. Oh, that blue. Did you see that blue? That's perfect blue. Aluminum gives so much better colors than glass or titanium. My God, I love this blue. Air is more pretty. Yes, the Air is the prettiest phone ever designed. I did not expect this, but it's gonna have severe downsides. Battery life, speaker performance, camera versatility, screen sizes. I assume they wouldn't necessarily maybe show all colors right away. Maybe black is still coming. I hope that Pro phone is cool. Okay, so Mark Gurman had access to either the event or wait, are the bezels even thinner? My God, that vapor chamber animation is so pretty. It's a relatively small vapor chamber, but it also depends on how thick it is, how much thermal mass it actually holds. But then again, it's also combined with a full aluminum chassis. Yep. Told people that online. 3. Wow. Cosmic orange, okay. No black. That's shocking. Is that gonna be like a spring refresh next year? No, that Apple logo makes sense. It's in the center of the glass. Okay, let's start with the A19 Pro. Okay, so they're new. Okay, so they redesigned the A&E as a concept. Yep, 40%. That's about the peak that I expected. Told you. They're using I promised like 25-30%. That was because 20% I assume is just the architectural leap, plus you can clock it higher and sustain it higher. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. And that's just a small portion. There's nothing cracking on that on that bag. Okay, they do not bring up how much less reflective it is. I assume it's not by as much as the Galaxy S25 Ultra. 4 hour East. Yes, larger battery. Yes. Tell me where. Tell me where I can get those eSIM only models. So I assume the leak was only wrong for the iPhone Air? That's a really weird thing. By the way, I didn't. Oh my god, it slipped my mind. Is it 17 Air or is it just Air? Okay. Half a snack, Riley. I don't like the orange either, but that's a special appeal. All new. I was right. They redesigned. Oh my god, 4X is so much better than 5X. It has a wider. Wait, is that a wider aperture? 1.4 micro. Yes, that's the 1 over 255 inch sensor. That's the same one. Yeah. Oh, 4X is so much better than 5. I'm so happy. What the aperture is 2.8. Is that more iPhone 6, 6 Max GS? No, the aperture is the same. 2.8. I had hoped they would use the different zoom length to change the aperture a bit. Uh, that's a little bit disappointing versus like a fully variable zoom, unfortunately. But everything else is so great. I don't care. I don't. Pro photographers can capture good photos either way. Maybe they will do black and red next year. Well, black. The absence of black is confusing to me. Yeah, Benvini, we're gonna take a lot of cat photos with this. So I assume the big changes for the 18th generation or for the 18 Pro at that point are gonna be different stills tech, maybe a larger main sensor, and then a 2 nanometer processor. Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, ProRes RAW, that's probably built into the A19 Pro exclusively. Oh yeah, wait, ProRes RAW already works because in log, right? Wait, I'm confused. Damn, they really are cornering the content creator market. The best iPhone got the best upgrades. Well, I mean, it depends. If you're an enthusiast, you really care about the battery life here and the uh and just the enthusiast features. No, I don't think they need 8K. I'm so confused why they don't have a black phone here. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of how this. Yeah, these clear cases are shit. Yeah, these clear cases. Wait, TechWoven is only for the pros? Well, I assume because they don't want you to cover up that air design, right? Okay. They don't need 8K for 8K video, but it means the encoders are no fast. No, that's not what it means. Like you can have like a 15% better encoder, right? Like it doesn't like and still limited to 4K. You might also think that just the computational like load of 8K is just not worth it to expose to regular consumers. This is Apple we are talking about. Apple doesn't do features because like they look good on the spec sheet. Like otherwise they would have actually talked about something like memory on the Pros. They would have even said, "Oh, it has 50% more memory." Which sometimes they might, but on the iPhone that's clearly not what the vast majority of buyers care about. That was a short 256 gigabytes. Oh, it's interesting. They're treating the Air as almost like part of the Pro line. Uh, okay, the Pro Max not. I don't need 2 terabytes. I don't fill even up 512. What? Man, the 16E now sucks versus the regular. Okay. So, okay, now I'm so curious what the European prices are. No price increase. Oh, look at my muscles. Oh, man. There were some curveballs here, I'm not gonna lie. It's not perfect, but same prices. They got rid of $9.99 as the base Pro price, the price that has been with us since the iPhone 10, but that's for 4 times now more storage than the iPhone 10 started out with. No, the 16E price was always $600. The MSRP is $599. You should really get the 16E like through a carrier or something to get the best deal. No M5 iPad Pro, seemingly. Okay. I'm making myself presentable again, and I'm turning off my Apple TV. That way you don't have to hear my Amazon Prime ads. Should all work fine still like this. Guys, let me know if everything works for you with audio and video quality. I will take out my AirPods. I don't need those. And I can move back to my EarPods. I don't think I'll actually need them, but I'll just keep them in the ear. Why not? So, making myself a little bit smaller again. And we can now wait for Apple's official announcements. We don't need 9 to 5 Mac or Mac rumors. At least we can keep like the default website. And we can move on to apple.com. Okay, it looks like my stream is working quite all right. Guys, we've been streaming now for over 2 hours. for everything here. Okay, the website's not yet updated, so I'm taking it on myself to remind you again to please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it out with anybody who you think might enjoy it, and comment. I love interacting with a lively comment section, but also please, if you find it in you, leave a super chat, leave a super sticker to support this channel directly. Consider becoming a channel member right here on YouTube to support me in the long term, or become a subscriber over on Patreon. You'll find the link in the description to that. You can also join our Discord. So yeah, plenty of stuff for you to explore in the community. FRK, I'm saying the Pro screen does not change the puzzle, and the puzzle in the dynamic island is the same as the 17 as it looks. Yeah, it doesn't. That was always like a one-off rumor. Like it came back, so it's not really one-off, but it was never something that was talked about by the big leakers, like about dynamic. Oh, they already have this. Wait, can I already pre-order? No way. Can I already pre-order? No, the app. Wait, the store itself is still down, but I can just look up info, I guess. View pricing. Please give me actual pricing here for Germany. That's for once what I'm actually interested in. Preise ansehen. Yes, fast fair. Oh man, the store is still down. The previous iPhone cost 1950 euros for the 1 terabyte configuration. I definitely don't need 2 terabytes here, believe me though. Because I assume that's going to be a $400 upgrade, knowing Apple, right? That's how they're compensating, by the way, for the surprisingly low price. I wish they passed on a bit. Well, we do not know everything, right? Like, does the iPhone 17 Pro not have an N1X modem? Not an N1 modem. No black color, yeah. Oh, why am I still in German? Now I should return to. View pricing. Man, Apple, please. You're killing me over here. I want a 6 terabyte base iPhone. Man, those base prices for the 17, those are gonna go crazy. And they're gonna make the base 16 like old, used, refurbished, whatever, just so cheap. Oh my, that's a pretty website. Aluminum unibody, optimized for performance and battery. Aluminum alloy is remarkably light and has exceptional thermal conductivity, only worse than copper and silver. Vapor chamber, deionized water sealed inside, moves heat away from the A19 Pro chip, allowing for even higher sustained performance. Ceramic shield protects the back, making it 4 times more resistant to cracks. Ceramic shield 2 on the front has 3 times better scratch resistance. Could be coupled with the C1X. They would have mentioned that. And I think the battery gains would be even more substantial. Am I crazy, or does it look like the display is has even thinner bezels? Like, I guess at this point it's barely perceivable, but it looked slimmer than it did on the base 17 and 17 Air. Show me the pricing, you bitch. Okay. So, switching back to German. Now, wait. Sorry guys, I'll leave you here for a moment. So, the iPhone 17 Pro starts at €12.99. Oh, it actually has an A rating for efficiency. 17 Pro Max in deep blue in 1 terabyte is the same $19.49 as it was before. So Apple is not handing down the price improvements of better euro to dollar conversions. And the 2 terabyte model is $24.49. Yeah, that's insane pricing. I don't need that. The difference between 512 and 1 terabyte is €250. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, give me a second, guys. I want to pre-order my my AirPods Pro pre-order. Yeah, please. 200. Oh, are AirPods Pro cheaper? $250? Oh, I can actually get them No, I don't need anything here. Wait, it's AirPods Pro 3. I don't need anything else. Show me where you're trying to. Wait, where are you trying to ship it, please? It's gonna show me when I order through Apple Pay, right? It's gonna show me which location it's shipping to. Wait, what? No. Wait, does it not have my... Why cannot I make it like order to my place? Why does it not do that? What the fuck? Since when does that not work? Like what I can order it to the store, but what's up with that? I mean, I'll just order it to the store, I guess, so I don't want to lose out on it. Wait, yeah, it's express shipping. Just let me put a different... Continue with Apple Pay. No, okay. Jesus, okay, ship to. Okay, it does have my correct shipping address. I don't know why it refused to. Okay, now it's processed. Okay, now it's correct. Jesus, I was so worried for a second, and now it's confirmed. It was showing me the wrong zip code for my address. That made no sense. Guys, are you still here, or did I completely turn you off? Let me check if my stream is working fine. So I have pre-ordered my my AirPods Pro 3. Jesus Christ, I have no idea why that was so complicated for once. Like, it showed me the wrong zip code, which is usually not how it's... okay, Friday 19th, Express. Okay, that's good. Could have also ordered it to the store. I mistook which weekend it was supposed to come with. Okay, guys, I'm back. Wait a second. Does the Air come with camera control? Yes. That's what I said looks so beautiful. Like... Oh, the Air is not called 17 Air. So that's the first iPhone to actually does get rid of. Drum alarm, a large screen below 1K is now Android only. RAP 17 plus. Well, to be honest, you are getting 6.3 inches now. Man, the Air is a little bit like, if it had been $899, that would have been... Man, $999 is too much for this. It should have been $899. So let's look at the Air. Let's explore it actually. Oh, highlight. Oh, they redesigned their website. I guess that's to coincide with like liquid glass and stuff like that, to make it look more simple. Okay, guys, I'm back. I apologize for the long ordering process. I tried to do it on my iPad so you don't see my address, but I guess that was kind of pointless. Okay. Oh, dual capture video. Record yourself in the round around you with simultaneous front and rear capture. Is that also a feature in the base model? Did I miss that? Ultra stabilized video. That's for the front. All right. And center stage for video calls. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Smile. It's the world's favorite camera. That's 48 megapixel, 24 megapixel default mode. Benvini, I wish they would bring more design language from the Air. Well, if they do, that's gonna be for the big redesign in 2027. This is the kind of product that needs its own like separate timing, right? It's special this year. It's gonna be special next year, right? And next year you're gonna have the Fold. That's most likely gonna have some of the design elements of this. Next gen portraits. Latest generation. I thought it was going to say last gen photographic styles. Compare iPhone cameras. That's actually a cool trick. So 48 megapixel fusion main. Uh, man, the base model looks. Sorry, I muted myself. Man, the base model kind of looks like a killer deal. Wait, why make it? This is iPhone optimized. This is not optimized for a big screen. Design, okay, super thin, striking light, shockingly strong on the Air. On the Pro, it's innovative design with breakthrough Pro performance. I mean, sure. Bluetooth 6 on the Pro, that means it's using the N1, right? Uh, no, Riley. Well, I disagree with Benveni buying the Air, but I get being excited for it. It's pretty as fuck. Even more delightful, even more durable. 6 point. Yeah, this is why I'm saying, like, man, this this is better than this just from a value perspective. Like, you're saving $200, you're getting almost the same screen size, you're getting double the cameras, you're probably getting better speakers and everything. Sure, it's not as pretty, but Super Retina XDR display, polished titanium frame, durable aluminum, polished titanium, forged aluminum. Okay, that's cameras, 1x, 2x, 0.5x, 4x, 8x. I have to say though, and I know this might not be popular, I actually think I have like a track record of saying this. 4x like is the best zoom range. I think 3x, I think the problem with 3x that it's kind of easy to, well, definitely the problem with 2x, and that's why Apple doesn't have a 2x telephoto dedicated camera, is it's kind of easy to mimic it with the native camera, right? 3x, it's possible to mimic. At 4x, it becomes impossible. And the problem is, once you go to 5x, you are zooming just a little bit too far in a lot of scenarios. I often have that with my cat, where if I zoom in 5x just to use the telephoto, it just cuts off a little bit. I really hope that this one is, in this case, like the Goldilocks zone. Then that makes sense. 18 megapixel center stage front camera, dual capture video across all devices. Okay, so this is not exclusive to like A19 versus A19 Pro. The core architecture seems to be the same with 6-core CPU and then different GPU sizes. Wait, 17 Air has 5-core GPU. It's interesting that they put the Air on top, even though it's so much worse in some ways. And yes, we do have the confirmation that the Air does not charge as fast as these models and has lower battery life. Wait, does the Air not have a vapor chamber, or is that vapor chamber just so small that in that small chassis, especially in a chassis that has to cool through titanium, because even this one uses at least aluminum on the sides. Yeah, this one, man, the 17 is fantastic. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Up to 2 terabytes in the Pro Max. And, oh, the Air goes up to 1 terabytes. That's interesting. So it's clearly trying to appeal to a very pro-oriented market. So I assume this is like $799 and just like $999 respectively, knowing Apple's usual upgrade pricing. So, I just have the Air here. The Air is, yeah, $999, $1199, $1399. So I assume the Air is really the model. It's also the model that apparently is currently only being able to build in China. So while the other models might be able to potentially offset some tariffs by being shipped from India, which might not help right now because India is facing its own tariffs. Riley, no iOS 26 RC. I think that could launch every minute, right? I mean, don't forget, it's still super early in Cupertino. Oh man, this black looks so good with this. This gold is probably the prettiest gold I've ever seen on. I was confused for a second. I don't know why. I'm not a Samsung buyer. The camera ring is of course color matched to the rest of the chassis. That's not very surprising. Uh, yeah, but like, can I get some tech specs, some really nerdy tech specs, please, rather than like this explore button, or do you not have that yet? Right? Because I would love to see just like, or is there like a compare button at the very least on top? Oh, I have to go to overall iPhone. I apologize. Explore all iPhone. And there it is, compare. I was checking it as well. I would never have Air because I need the Zoom for recording concert. Well, okay. So you're just smitten by its design. Okay, 6.9 inch Super Retina. All of these are 3,000 nits from what we've just seen. Apple does not specifically mention anti-reflective coating here, but I mean they did during the event. Here. Okay, so the neural engine is still its own separate thing, and it's still a 16-core neural engine, but it looks like the GPU has the extra grunt through neural accelerators. We know your phone opens up the update screen. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm also specifically right now more interested, to be honest, in the the nerdy tech specs. Those compare sheets don't show everything. Okay, yeah, this really doesn't show enough. Okay, USB 3, USB 2 on the iPhone Air, despite having an iPhone and despite having Jesus Christ, despite having an A19 Pro chip. Also, the Air has slow wireless charging, MagSafe. This one, 20, these, oh my God, the 17 Air, the 17 is better than the Air. I'm sorry. Compare the 17 Max battery, wait, with the 16, I assume you mean the 16 Pro Max. I mean, we can do that, 16 Pro Max. Wait, did we scroll past the battery, or is that coming right up? Okay, 256, 2 terabyte. Wait, did we scroll past the battery? You see, by the way, the HDR brightness, the way Apple treats it, they are not giving you like those 4 million to 1 bullshit. They're not giving you like 4,500 nits of HDR. They're really like properly calibrating the HDR like a proper monitor would. You really don't need that much more than that. Wait, where's the battery? Did it scroll past that already? No. Power and battery. MagSafe Qi2 and Qi wireless charging. 33 hours of video playback on the 16 Pro Max. On the 17 Pro Max, that moves up to 39 hours. And streamed, it's 29 hours, going up to 35. So that very much would line up with a more efficient chip and with... Wait, Apple now has a 40-watt adapter? Oh, no, please. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. 40-watt dynamic power adapter with 60-watt max. Oh, that is new, right? That's interesting. 40-watt with 60-watt max. That's such a weird way to market it. Is this going to ship with future Macs? It has to, right? This should be dual port. This should be a 60-watt charger that does like 30 watts per each port, like when combined, but can also give you like basically like 45 watts plus 15 watts, or even like 55 watts plus 5 watts. Is weight mentioned? Not here. Weight is on the tech spec side. That's my problem here. Look, I'm just gonna see iPhone 17 Pro. Open link, so that should, oh my God. Oh, I completely forgot. I'm so stupid. I have a shortcut on my right. Usually once I scroll down, that's where tech specs come up, but they have this Explorer button. Oh, tech specs is down here. Sorry. So weight should be here too. Okay, so 206 grams and 233 grams. That's very close to the 16 Pros, I actually think. Uh, do I have GSM Arena still open? No, unfortunately not. iPhone 16 Pro. Wait. So the 16 Pro is 199 grams. So this is 7 grams heavier. This, yeah. And the Pro Max is 227, and this is 6 grams heavier. This actually explains in percentage why this might have gotten a disproportionately larger screen, a disproportionately larger battery increase. Let's actually compare that. Let's compare the 17 Pro versus the 16 Pro in terms of battery life. Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 6, Wi-Fi 7. Ah, man. But they do not mention like that. Wait, do they mention that on the Air? Do they mention that it's powered by the Apple? No, they don't, right? Do they mention it? Okay, so what's the battery life increase on the 17 Pro versus the 16 Pro? Where is it? 27 hours versus 33 hours. So that's basically a 20% gain in battery life. And video playback. Oh my God! Here, this is the main highlight. 30 hours versus 22 hours. How much heavier that would be if 17 Pro was made of titanium? That would be probably another 10 grams. It would be at that point, like they could use less titanium, right, than aluminum. But don't forget, then that would negate most of the thermal savings. So that design would be basically like not worthless, but it would kind of defeat the point of doing a kind of like an aluminum unibody. So no. Okay, so the MagSafe battery. Okay, I'm a little bit confused about its capacity. The rumors were mostly wrong. There was a lot that was wrong. Not mostly, but I get what you mean. But yeah, we have faster charging, so I don't know if that means it peaks at 40 watts, but that would make sense. If it's 50% faster, it was previously 27 watts. Now it's 40 watts, right? And I mean, that charger is adaptive, so it goes up to 60. Available separately paired with USB-C charging cable, up to 50% charge in 30 minutes with 30-watt adapter or higher with MagSafe charger. So it probably better maintains 20-watt, 25-watt charger, because for a larger battery, it would need to better maintain peak charging speeds. And yeah, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6. So now, unfortunately, they do not mention good stuff here, like the well, they mention the processor. They do not mention the Jesus Christ, the modems inside. iPhone 17. Let's look at the Air. iOS 26 is out. Guys, feel free to upgrade once the stream is over. Yeah, I know it's iOS 26 RC, but it's very likely gonna match the software. Like, it's probably not gonna get updated in a week or so. All day battery life. New lock, even more magic. This design makes sense with iOS 26. And yeah, this is 165 grams. Compare iPhone design. Okay. Take a closer look. Oh, this is the 360-degree colors. Oh, that's actually nice. That's actually really good for like picking what you like. Titanium frame. Here it's for durability. Right, on the base model, it's aluminum for money. Here it's titanium for durability, and on the Pros, it's aluminum for cooling. Immersive Pro display, Pro motion, ceramic shield. Here, this is how camera control looks, by the way. I mean, it's better if I just show the frame, right? Right? I love how it looks like these are basically like mirroring each other. I'm not sure if it's perfect, like 50-50, but yeah, it's cool. Ceramic shield, titanium. Oh, that's just the design, right? That's the camera. There's nothing too crazy happening with the camera. We would have to see if there are any like smart HDR pipeline changes here, though they did not mention like a new generation of smart HDR. Okay, so this is on the iPhone Air. It says A19 Pro N1 chip, C1X modem. So now I want to see that exact same thing, but I want to see it for the pros, right? So show me the 17 Pro. Let us scroll down. Let us scroll to the similar section that shows A19 Pro and everything. The camera section is going to be longer because you have like double the cameras in this device, triple the back cameras over the Air. A19 Pro chip, graphics, compare iPhone performance. Jesus Christ. They do not mention the modem here. So A19 Pro chip, highest iPhone performance ever. The GPU and CPU deliver up to 40% better sustained performance, by which I mean it can probably maintain 40% higher power consumption. FRKM, check the screen in the Pro. Did they mention something that I overlooked? Like, does it have even thinner bezels or something? That's the camera. Wait, where's the display portion? Is that further down? Battery life, all-time high. Battery section, all in the family, iOS 26. Wait, where's the display? I mean, we do know the basic things, right? Like 3000 nits and stuff. I assume that's going to be here, right? Immersive Pro display, 6.3 inches, 6.9 inches. Better anti-reflection. So they do not mention it being super different. Benvini saying, Riley sending on Discord. I know what kind of man you are meme. Okay. Sorry, I have to briefly respond to my mom. I'm still streaming. Okay. Let us go to Discord. Riley, iPhone, making fun of the iPhone Air boys. Jesus, that's a civil war there. Who is Captain America and who is Iron Man? Check the screen in the Pro. Okay, so seems like anti-reflectivity is better across the board just through the new ceramic shield. And man, I had wished that they would have come up with new apertures here, but this might just be... And yeah, I told you, by the way, guys, I've predicted it. This would be the same sensor on the ultra-wide and the telephoto, which apparently it's 56% larger. That's a good reference point to know. But yeah, they do not mention the new mode. But we've heard that it... I guess Apple is afraid to mention that it has the N1, right? Because it doesn't have the C1X. Maybe it would sound weird to them. Okay, 15 Pro Max, 20% faster CPU. That means it's barely faster than the 16 Pro Max, maybe by like 5%. 50% faster GPU. That makes sense. That's 20% plus another 20%. 4 more hours than the 17 Pro, 10 more hours of video playback than my 15 Pro Max. And that's not even considering that my Pro Max, of course, has a degraded battery after like using it for quite a while. It's currently rated at 85%. Okay. eSIM, a build. Oh my God, no, I forgot to check one thing. The German iPhone, is that eSIM only? Because, okay, now we are on the US tech spec site, and look, this one doesn't have a SIM card tray, right? Do these websites have more details? I mean, that's kind of their job. No. They probably are still furiously researching just as I am. Yeah, so we have the release candidates. I'm probably going to speak about that a little bit tomorrow. I'm probably gonna start streaming tomorrow at like 5 p.m. ish rather than 6 p.m. Hope that's okay with you guys. Apple introduces new slim MagSafe battery. Is that Jesus? Yeah, they cannot even link to any of this because this is still all from like the live stream, right? iPhone accessories. How much is that? The strap-on is $59. Jesus. S is tech woven, so it's clearly like a leather level replacement, even though it's only $10 more expensive than the silicone. So this is tech woven for the pros. At least it's not more expensive over here. And now they're doing tech woven on. No, this is fine woven. Jesus, Apple, get it together. Just upgrade it all simultaneously. So they have a new MagSafe charger. Why is that? I thought the peak 25 watts is still the same. I guess this one is just by default also like Qi 2. Compatibility, that's iPhone compatibility, but honestly, it should also include like more. Okay, and the MagSafe battery is $100. That's pricey versus Anchor and shit like that. Or when you need it, okay, it's 12 watts of fast wireless charging on the go. For even faster charging of your iPhone Air, attach the Mac. Okay, wait, is it only compatible with the Air? Wait, what makes it? Oh, it's too tall for the pros. It goes all the way up. It would clash with the camera bumps. Oh, I did not expect that. Oh, that's crazy. I thought it would be, but I guess it makes sense. It's slimmer by being taller. Jesus Christ, I definitely did not expect that. Up to 65% additional charge to iPhone Air, up to 12 watts of fast wireless charging. Okay, so this is definitely inferior to a lot of wireless batteries. Not that I really need one right now, given the fact that like I'm getting the iPhone with the best battery life ever. But now I really need to check it for yeah, it's plain white. That makes it pretty. I guess that does it make that exactly the thickness of the camera bump? No, it makes it still a little. Well, maybe together with the actual camera, maybe that's the exact thickness. Yeah, but this is overpriced. There are better solutions out there. And if you get solutions that are made out of metal, they might be better cool too. Though at that point, unfortunately, you're kind of defeating the point of getting the Air, right? You're getting it pro level expensive, and you're only like, and you're also getting like a weight that's actually at that point going to be higher than even the base 17. Okay, so now I have to find out because I'm in Germany. Can I get the eSIM? Sorry, DE. Yeah, I don't care. Just give me German. 17 Pro. Look at prices. Guys, we've been streaming for about 3 hours. Sorry, again, get it wrong. Guys, we've been streaming for about 3 hours. Please consider supporting this channel, subscribing if you haven't yet done so, liking the video, sharing it out with anybody who you think might enjoy it. Comment not just, of course, live while you're here, though that, of course, helps, but also comment afterwards. Help the algorithm. The last few videos have underperformed a little bit, unfortunately. And, of course, consider supporting this channel directly through Super Chat, Super Stickers would be very, very much appreciated. Helps out a lot. It gets reinvested back into the channel. So if you could do that, that would mean a lot to me. Thank you. And of course, you can become a channel member here on YouTube. You can become a supporter over on Patreon and just join our Discord. Okay, now I need to know. Okay, explore and tech specs. It's 2 grams lighter. That's not good. That one was 233. This one is 231. I think this might not be eSIM only. Can I buy this as eSIM? only. 17 Pro Max. I want it in blue. I want it in 1 TB. I'm not switching anything. I don't want Apple Care. Huh. Wait, no. It does not have a SIM card tray. Drama Llama leaving a very generous €5 super chat. Thank you so much. Knew I could count on you. No, wait. No, it does not have the SIM card. Right? Because it would otherwise come with wait, is that opener still mentioned? That might not just be mentioned, right? That's oh it doesn't come with SIM lock. Does it worldwide? Damn. I don't think Germany is getting the eSIM only models. That's a big bummer. That's 250 milliamp hours less. Guys, more super chats to bring me up in with my mood. That's really disappointing. How do I even look this up? Like it's in the tech specs. Guys, check it out for you in like your country. I know some of you are like from the United Kingdom and whatever. Oh, okay. So one good news: the iPhone 17 Pro does come with the Apple N1 chip, and that's why it has Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6. So while it does not have the C1X modem, it does have a second generation ultra wideband chip, and it has the N1 camera. Wait, does it have SIM card? Dual SIM, nano SIM and eSIM. And it supports dual eSIM. No. FRKM, how? You're asking what, how? The super chats are usually on the bottom of the chat, if that's what you're asking. No, we are not getting the eSIM only models. Oh, I hate you Americans. No. That's such a disappointment. I mean, it's still a larger battery than it is in my 15 Pro, but 15 Pro Max, but it could have been so much better. No. Does it actually reflect like different battery life here? That's interesting because I did not forget, because I forgot to check it, right? Where's battery? I assume battery is higher up. Battery's higher up. Okay, battery. Yeah, this one misses out on 2 extra hours. Wait, no, 37 and 33 hours. Those were the same numbers. Or no, those were 36 and 39. Were they on the Oh, I'm now so confused. Give me the tech specs now for the US version. No, please don't. What? I cannot. I won't like ship it from the United States. That would be insane. Yeah, it's 39 hours and 35 hours versus 37 hours and 33 hours. They cost me 2 hours. I'm not getting. No. Why is it US exclusive, you fucking bastards? Germany is more than capable of handling eSIM only devices. Why do I not like get to buy at least one on the website? I understand why a carrier might not do it, but like no. Do they specify that in like the newsroom? Apple newsroom. AirPods Pro 3. Oh, okay. We're getting apparently a new Apple Store. Live event. Wait, was the only press release that they've shared in regards to AirPods thus far? Okay, that's a little bit confusing. Change to English. Newsroom. Yeah, that makes more sense. The German website, I guess, was not fully updated. Apple today introduced iPhone 17 Pro and 17 Pro Max with striking new design that delivers a dramatic leap in performance. This has to mean, though, that eSIM only variants will expand more, right? Or maybe the SIM card enabled iPhone Air is only in China, but I have no way to like check that right now. A new design for higher sustainance, 7000 series aluminum. The cameras are pretty familiar. Yeah, this is interesting. So they are advertising this new charger alongside this iPhone. That's quite cute. How do I check if my country has eSIM or not? You go to the tech specs and then you look into whether or not it features a SIM card. So you do it via tech specs, not via the compare portion. So like here, technical specs, right? You then scroll down here and you go to cellular and wireless, right? And here it should say something like SIM card or whatever. Like, what did it say on the German website? But you can also check it via difference in battery life. So you'll get 2 hours less battery life on devices that still have a physical SIM card tray. Apple, I do not need a SIM card. My iPhones haven't seen a SIM card since like a year or 2 years into me owning the 10s Max. Basically, the moment eSIMs became a thing on O2, which was my, no, it still is my carrier of choice for mobile connectivity here in Germany. I have not used a SIM card. No, please. But like, where does it say here? Yeah, here it has a special portion for SIM cards under sensors. So if you go to the US website, you get cellular location, charging and expansion. Then you go to here. This one has dual eSIM, 2 active eSIMs, stores 8 or more eSIMs. iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max use advanced eSIM technology for more convenience, not compatible with physical SIM card trays. But if your country does not do that, it will explain it like this. Like it supports dual SIM through nano SIM and eSIM, and it will have dual eSIM support, right? So you either use dual SIMs through one physical and one digital, or one eSIM, or not. Oh man, that's such a... Come on, Apple. Germany is not a backwater place, no matter what you Americans might believe. But I mean, everything else is kind of great. So it is unfortunate, though, the way they've chosen to go about some of this. But yeah, guys, the absolute winner, to be quite honest here, might actually be the base iPhone 17, right? $799, 256 gigabytes, ProMotion. I mean, sure, it has A19 and 8 gigs of memory, but like, are you gonna game too crazily on this? And especially now, even though it might not have the greatest cooling in an iPhone, it does have at least it does have a pretty efficient chip with the A19. Not quite as efficient apparently as the A19 Pro. So seemingly the A19 Pro has more cache, 50% more cache for its e-cores, and that's supposedly helping with efficiency. But yeah, I think this model is basically perfect. I think this model is designed to be this good value because Apple plans to sell it for like 18 months, right? The base iPhone 18 is not coming until like sometime in February or March or April of 2027. So they probably just made it as good of a value as possible to make it last until then, right? Oh man, yeah. This is really a device I will 15 plus 40% faster, 18% faster in GPU. Well, that's because that one was powered by an A16 chip, right? 4 hours more video playback, even over the Plus model. So it's not bad. Definitely, Apple is basically not recommending you upgrade one generation to the next. The leaps just aren't there. But yeah, you have Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, 5G, and eSIM. Well, yeah. I also do have eSIM, but I would have liked to have only eSIM Apple. Uh, Wait, does this adjust based on... Oh, that's actually cool. It shows specifically what's the new over that specific device versus the 13 mini. That's a huge list. Like those are some huge enhancements. Guys, we have more people watching than likes. Please like the video if you're enjoying this. That helps us attract more people. That helps us grow the community, helps us grow our Discord, helps us just have more people engaged, helps me become literally a better streamer by having more to play off from you, getting your suggestions, getting your agreements, your disagreements. That really helps. So if you haven't yet liked the video, please consider doing so. Okay, then we have all the accessories. Okay, we kind of got stuck a little bit on the iPhone. Let's actually look at the Apple Watch, right? With the SE3, those specs are kind of self-explanatory. Let's actually look at the Series 11 and see. You see, by the way, the website here is not that changed. Oh, so they're keeping the S10 chip here. So I assume that there isn't gonna be an S11 chip, or to be more precise, there is gonna be an S11 chip, but it's not gonna be just a rebranded S9 like the S10 was. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, and now if we look at the Apple Watch Ultra 3, I assume that now means it also has the S10 chip. It came from the S9, and it's now on the S10, and then it will be upgraded to an S11. That's actually a proper generational uplift. But now we get to the AirPods. Oh, FRKM, where are you living? I'm eSIM. Sorry, are you from the United States? Because you don't have to apologize. If you're in the United States, that's okay. But if I find out that like the fucking United Kingdom with Jesus Christ has that, then I'm gonna lose my shit. Germany is so much better off right now than England, Wales, and Scotland. Jesus. Okay, so we got this. And now we'll find out what chip is powering AirPods Pro 3. Something to me suggests it's still the H2. Does it even have a tech specs thing? Yeah, it has. That's interesting. Live sensors chip. It's H2. It's still the H2. I did not expect that. That's fascinating. Man, Apple really designed some chips so great. Wait, FRKM, you're getting eSIM only in Saudi Arabia? Wait, that's so... What? No. Okay. No. Apple.com UK. No, what about Germany is making Apple like... iPhone 17 Pro. I warn you, bro. I so warn you. A19 Pro, blah blah blah. Yeah, those things should all be the same right now. Wait, 33 and 37 hours. No, the UK has a physical SIM card tray. Wait, then Apple Saudi Arabia. I know I wrote it wrong, but like, let me just... Okay, it's still in English. That definitely helps. Thank you, Apple. iPhone 17 Pro. SA. Okay, that's Saudi Arabia. Or a very bad word. Yeah, check Apple SA. I am on it. Tech specs. FRKM, you now have to send me a super chat in compensation for my emotional trauma finding this out. Jesus Christ. No, 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 no. Riley, the last time a German was this upset, things didn't go well. First of all, I'm not German. Second, I don't appreciate being compared to Hitler given both my Jewish and Eastern European background. And third, Hitler himself wasn't even German, he was Austrian. But yes, I am getting upset. 39 hours and 35 hours. Yes, Saudi Arabia has eSIM only. That's so insane. That's so insane. Why, Apple? Why? Oh my God. I'm probably not going to give this timestamps beyond just like... Jesus Christ. Oh, that's actually interesting. About the 17 Air, when it comes to its tech specs, I don't want the German website. Yeah, I just need English for so iPhone 17 Air, Explore tech specs. I want to know, does the C1X has 4x4 because Apple C1X? Yes, I think that wasn't there before on the iPhone 16e. Is that correct? iPhone. Man, if somebody looks at my tabs. Yeah, I don't want the 16. I want the 16e, please. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the pricing in Saudi Arabia. Tech specs. This one. Oh no, this one already had 4x4 MIMO for 5G. Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth. Yeah, well, but that's a different. That makes sense. But I'm a little bit. I honestly thought that. Well, it doesn't have. It seems to have more. Yeah, it seems to have more bands, unless it's just written very differently. N1, N2, N3, N5, N7, N25, N60, N75 bands, N38, N40. Yeah, these are the band support is a tiny bit different here. That's going to be interesting to see how that makes it perform in real world. FLKM saying I was very happy I suffered with the iPhone 13. Oh, that's actually an interesting question, FLKM. If you're coming from a base model, are you upgrading to the 16 or to the are you upgrading to the base model or to the Pros? Because as far as I know, there is no difference on the base model in battery size. Tungsten saying, thanks for covering the event. Always appreciate your comment. Well, thank you, Tungsten, for joining. I actually don't ever remember seeing any of your chats in the chat. So thank you so much for joining. I will also be streaming tomorrow and the day after that, probably at around 5 to 6 p.m. German time. Oh, and FreeKM, you are upgrading from a base 13, so no promotion. 4 gigabytes of RAM, right? To the Pro, so that's full ProMotion 1 to 120 hertz, 3000 nits, 12 gigs of memory. Yeah, that's gonna be one insane upgrade path. But yeah, to anyone who was really confused, especially about AirPods, this one makes me confused too. So that then explains the upgrade coming next year, right? That to me then tells me that AirPods Pro 4 are not gonna be a small upgrade just focused on AR gestures. To me, it suggests that AirPods Pro 4 might actually coexist with AirPods Pro 3, but then they get H3 chip, maybe even better U3 chip or something like that, and of course those AR air gestures, however you want to call it. Yeah, and you have 77% battery health on your 13. Riley saying he's waiting for the 18. Well, what device were you on, Riley? I actually don't remember. Oh man, I'm now compare, right? So I'm going to compare AirPods Pro 3 versus AirPods Pro 2 versus original AirPods Pro. Does Apple list those, please? No, they don't. Jesus. Not that I even had those. I jumped straight to the AirPods Pro 2, but like, okay, they all have. That actually explains why that pair of Beats headphones is actually based on. Man, now I'm not sure if I should cancel my order, but like they're saying it's 2 times more active noise cancellation than AirPods Pro 2, right? Wait, what? And AirPods 4 with active noise cancellation? Yeah, okay. So that's 2 times, and this is 4 times. Riley, you have a 16 Pro Max. Well, yeah, you have slightly different considerations. I'm coming from a 15 Pro Max. So that's heart rate sensing. That's different versus my AirPods Pro 2. Man, how are they achieving 8 hours more battery life in a smaller device? Up to 24 hours of listening time with the charging case. Yeah, the charging case is smaller, unfortunately. Man, that's not great. I like charging a lot from my charging case. MagSafe charging case works with Apple Watch charger and Qi certified charger, includes lanyard loop and speaker from Find My. Wait, includes lanyard loop? Oh, it's just the loop. It's not the band. IP57. Oh, IP57. That's better than before. Okay, that's something, I guess. Adaptive conversational awareness, voice, skin detect, heart rate sensor, microphones. Okay, so that's H2 and U. Oh, I actually forgot that the AirPods Pro 2 only had the U1 chip. Not that it really changes too much in daily usage. Hearing health, live translation. Live translation is coming to all the AirPods, so that's not exclusive. Okay. Okay, so these ones have a smaller battery because they are literally physically. Wait, they're literally physically not smaller. Wait, what? Why do they have less battery inside then? I mean, they weigh less. Does it mean we have just more empty space inside? Look, like, okay, AirPods Pro 3 are, I guess, are high width depth. Okay, so they're thicker? And they weigh a tiny bit more, which I actually would like. But then why make the case lighter? Up to 6.5 hours of listening time on a single charge with heart rate sensing during workouts. That I think is actually more efficient than the heart rate sensor works inside the Powerbeats Pro. Up to 24 hours of listening time with active noise cancellation. Oh, this is up to 30 hours of listening time. This does not specify active noise cancellation. Huh, that's interesting. 5 minutes in the case provides around 1 hour of listening time. So at least that one is about consistent. Who updates his watch? Did we get the new faces? I have no idea, to be honest. I doubt that those faces would stay fully exclusive. Dust, sweat, and water resistant at IP57. They are still Bluetooth 5.3, so it's not like they're benefiting from any. Okay. Now I'm getting a full picture in my head. AirPods Pro 4. Yeah, Deepu Bhai, I heard Nepal, the things happening in Nepal are crazy. I know that like 2% of my viewership is from Nepal, and like, really, guys, please make sure you're safe if you're in Nepal, because and I apologize if I mispronounce it. I think it's Nepal in English. It's Nepal in German. But yeah, there is a revolution literally happening there. I believe the leader of the country just resigned. So I don't know if this is going to get the video demonetized, just inserting it here, but to me this is crazy. So please take care of yourself. The faces were never exclusive. Not the new faces, but sometimes when a new display size came along, like when the Apple Watch Series 4 dropped, that one had exclusive sizes. Gene Kenneth Christie saying, should I get Apple Watch SE 3 or Apple Watch 11 coming from SE 1? Well, that really depends on your money, though. In that case, you're getting a really premium upgrade with the Watch 11 if you want to, because don't forget, bigger screen, I believe better battery life too, but at least the processor are the same, so the amount of like years of software updates you'll get will be the same. But it's like, if you can easily afford it, yeah, go with the Series 11. It also does have some extra health stuff like ECG features. Plus, of course, it opens you up, though I assume that's not the comparison you're trying to make, but it opens you up to like get like the titanium models or stuff like that. Silicone ear tips. Oh, come now in 5 sizes: XXS, XS, S, M, and L. So I assume that means my mom will be able to get my S. That sounded weird. So, man, now I'm actually not sure. You know what, guys? I might decide that through tomorrow and the day after that, if I might decide to cancel like my order for the AirPods. So what I'm trying to say is I'm starting to get an understanding for the AirPods Pro 4 or AirPods 3 Plus, AirPods, whatever they're going to be called. So I think Apple had a new design in the works. That design has IP57, right? That design has different buds, right? With a larger battery, actually, which makes them heavier, and with some differences in sound and whatever. But I think that the H3 chip was not ready for this. So we might have gotten even like 9-10 hours of battery life actually with an H3 chip, or we could have gotten 8 hours but with even better sound quality and ANC, right? And I think that that's why the H3 version became this separate thing that will probably have the same design as this, which I mean, why would Apple redesign it again so quickly? But it will be powered by H3, and with that it will actually it will probably get some of the E-core technology from the A19. It will probably get some of the N1 tech like Bluetooth 6, and with it like lower latency connectivity, maybe even higher quality like audio as a codec, not just from the integrated like just from the integrated drivers, but actually from the underlying Bluetooth connectivity. Guys, did my stream crash, or is that just my iPad? What does OBS say? OBS shows everything is okay. Okay, seems like that was only my iPad for a second. Riley saying big ears people are included now. If one is coming next, wait, we had L size already in there. This one now is actually more friendly towards people with smaller ears, right? Because it has like what was it, like XX? What? How did they label it? Extra small? Wait, why can I not find it? Why was that on the tech spec side? Did I miss that? Battery, dust, swat, and wet resistance. Oh yeah, XXS, XSS, and it's here started it with XS, S, and M and L. So it actually is friendlier towards people with smaller ears. If one is coming next year, maybe wait for it. You know what? I might let you guys like help me decide tomorrow. I got the 4 because my battery was seriously degraded. I assume you mean the AirPods 4, which Apple makes AirPods 4 and even gives them ANC, because honestly, that's kind of what I love, right? I still think that this is the best design for earbuds, right? Or earphones or whatever, right? Because I think it sounds great no matter what. Now, it unfortunately, without great silicon tips, does not give you the kind of ANC that this has. but I do understand why some people would want this instead. Okay. Yeah, and then with Apple Watch, all those tech specs are kind of self-explanatory. Plus, I kind of want to read about them more on a fresh head tomorrow. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up quickly, guys. Let me know any questions you still might have, any suggestions for future content. I assume that Mac Rumors, the 9 to 5 Macs, will start to get updated with actually like no new Apple Watch chip. Yeah, that makes sense. iPhone lineup starts at 256. Pro Max gets 2 terabyte. We've covered that. 17 Pro ditches titanium. Here is why we kind of covered that even during the live event. But I think it's going to be just funner for me to do this on a fresh head, on a fresh brain tomorrow. Apple discontinues these 3 Apple Watch models. So, and yeah, I also have to install the RC. Now, AirPods Pro and new Apple Watch models now available for pre-order. Thank God they're only like pre-orders for the iPhone start, yeah, but they all come on September 19th, so I still have time to cancel my pre-order. And yeah, tech woven, not sure. I think that's something like last that I might actually check. iPhone. Show me accessories and show me that new tech woven stuff. Okay, sienna color, purple, blue. I don't like this blue. I don't like this blue at all. I don't think I will buy. Will I buy one just to buy one? Because I have to say, like, when it comes to accessories here, I mean, just have to go back one, right? Like, this looks so good and so familiar. And yeah, the bumper, that one is classic, like iPhone 4, like you're holding it wrong, like it's basically a piece of history. What do we have? We have just colors to match, right? 10, 10, light blue, light gray, and black. So they perfectly match those devices. You can even create a little bit of contrast. I actually think the black looks pretty good with the gold. But then again, so does the 10. Ships in 1 business day. Really? You know, really? This too? Ships in 1 business day. You know what? I might actually be this stupid. iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. No, give me the accessories for those. There it is. Zubehör. Give me the tag woven in blue. That's the only acceptable color. It's I can pick it up on Thursday. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pick it up on Thursday in the store actually. And I'm just gonna have a nice afternoon, I guess, before I then come back and unbox it for you guys. Check out with Apple Pay. I just want to get it in the store. Do I have to pick a different time for it? No. Okay, that's fine. It's 70 euros. Oh, no, no, no. That's the wrong one. I'm on. No, 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 no. Please. Oh, oh, no, 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 no. I need to cancel this. I accidentally ordered the Pro. No, 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 no. I am so tired, guys. This literally never happened to me in my life to like not check what I'm ordering. It's literally saying, yeah. How do I cancel stuff like this? Yeah, I can cancel my order for my AirPods, but I don't see a cancel button on the. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I think that it just automatically um, gets that it gets canceled if I don't pick it up. Yeah, Riley, I'm too far. You know what? I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna check it out. Apple return on devices ordered for pickup. I think that their policy is literally just to not. For devices ordered for pickup, you typically have 14 calendar days for date of collecting your item to return it. Initiate a return. Nope. Return and refunds, please. Standard return policies. 14 calendar days. Open software. How to return an item. Bring your item to an Apple store once we receive an Apple. Okay, so I'll just get the money back. I completely I completely buffed I completely boofed myself here. Oh yeah, it actually shows me like okay. Man, it doesn't show me. But I guess I can order the Pro Max version for myself still. And then I think I'll really have to go because my brain is clearly not functional anymore. I also feel myself getting hungry. I'm starting to sweat. Uh, so that's. I think I'll just have to tell them in the store, right, that I don't want to keep it. But you know what? I'm actually gonna do this afterwards because my Apple Store app is now acting up. Plus, I still have to keep checking my live chat. Guys, thank you so much for staying with me, even though my brain started literally melting by the end of the stream. I really apologize for that in the end. But thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for creating a very lively live chat for me to engage with. Thank you to anyone who donated super chats or anyone who is considering just subscribing or becoming a channel member. You know all the YouTube jazz. I'll keep mentioning that tomorrow too, so don't worry about that. It's been now a 3.5-hour stream. I'm super tired. Thank you again. I'll be back tomorrow, probably by around 5 p.m. German time. So, yeah, that's about it for today, guys. Thank you again so much. Have fun installing the release candidate. Have fun like pre-ordering the products you're interested in. We will discuss tomorrow and the day after that if I'm actually keeping my AirPods Pro 3 or if I'm canceling that order. FRKM saying thanks. Well, thanks to you, man, so much for joining and informing me apparently about Saudi Arabia being more advanced than Germany in Apple's eyes when it comes to eSIM support. Yeah, that's about it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll give you a Big Mark one last time for today. And now Big Mark is tuning out.